Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more One Ring 2nd Edition. We're continuing our Forging Your Shadow campaign. And I didn't tell you guys this, but I got something in the mail. This is a surprise. No player, even Melissa, doesn't know this. Want me to show it to you? You want to see what it is?
Yeah, please.
It's a little thing called The Hand of the White Wizard. It's a little Saruman book. It's a little One Ring book. Maybe you've heard of this. Maybe you've heard of this guy. Yeah, he's the type of guy that when you hear his name, you drop a teacup on the ground and you freak the fuck out and you run upstairs like a lunatic. Right? Who would do that? You can see him if you zoom in nice and close. There he is.
He's the one with the fire eyes, right?
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, I got it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed about something. So can I express this without everyone knows I'm a Free League fanboy. Like that's true. So I can be critical, right? Where's the built-in bookmark? What's going on?
I knew that's what you were going to say. I knew
What's going on?
What kind of One Ring book doesn't have a bookmark? That is
what's going on? Like Moria's got 2. Like what are we doing?
Economy's hitting everyone hard is what's happening.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it's actually about half the size of the Moria book. Not quite half. It's a little bit. It's about half the size. So I'm just saying. I mean, you would think a scholarly figure like Saruman would deserve a bookmark, right? If I'm just dramatically, Moria shouldn't have bookmarks, right? But Saruman book should because he's scholarly
for sure.
I don't know.
That's very fair. It's so funny. Right before you said it, I was like, it's going to be a bookmark.
It's like the Barnes and Noble receipt as the bookmark.
Yeah. I mean, I love the book. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely awesome. And there's some really cool stuff in here. And we're probably going to dive into some of this. And we're going to be like weaving back and forth between like some, as I mentioned before, some Moria stuff, some Saruman stuff, Saruman, and then some other things, assuming they get out of Moria, which may or may not happen.
Of course we will.
But yeah,
of
a different group. I mean,
pop quiz except for Jeff. Pop quiz. What color are Saruman's robes in the books?
Red.
Just way off there.
Anyone have a guess?
He used to be
Saruman the Gray. That's what he's known as.
No,
I mean,
white.
I mean, white. I mean, it feels like it would be white because you're asking the question
that everyone should have said.
What's the other answer? The other answer is like they're like a rainbowy color. They're all colors at the
kind
end.
Of thing.
Yeah.
He's
and
Joseph in the Technicolor
like,
Dreamcoat.
I prefer the white one. Yeah. Gandalf smacked him down. Yep. So anyhow, you guys hear the news? Peter Jackson is apparently in negotiations to make movies out of the Silmarillion. Which is
are you kidding?
Super
which is what
that's really
Rings
cool.
of Power was supposed to have the rights to, right?
I don't think they had the rights to it.
Just
they
some of the
only
stories?
had the rights to the appendixes. I can't remember appendices, like the Fellowship appendices. I can't remember because I feel like the Silmarillions has always been the one that they've been resistant. The Tolkien estate has been resistant to doling out, and Peter Jackson apparently is going to get the chance to do it, which is awesome because there's some amazing stories in there that should be fleshed out. It reads very much like an encyclopedia. It's not like so much a short story collection as it is more like an encyclopedia. But there's some really cool things in there, like the Children of Huan and who else? Beren and Luthien, and I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've actually read the Silmarillion, so sometimes I get my what's it called? Return of the King appendices and Silmarillion knowledge kind of overlap a little bit. So anyhow, so there's that.
Good times. More stuff from one of my
Saruman
favorite
book.
IPs.
But if you're hoping for bookmarks,
You have to buy your own separately.
If that's a deal breaker for you, you got to pass on that one.
yeah, just crazy. Anyhow, so there's that.
Yay.
A-, maybe. We'll do an A-.
just a solid A, maybe? Not an A+?
No.
Like the A+ would have been the bookmark.
Can you stop with grade inflation? Right? I deal enough of that is. Enough as it is.
I was used to like a 5.0 scale. If you do some like, honor stuff, it's like a 5.0 scale.
Inflation.
And like, yeah,
Great
sure
inflation.
did.
Tired of that stuff. Anyhow, you guys ready to go? Ready to do this?
Yeah, we are.
All right. Did you guys read my summary for this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Super efficient. Crazy efficient. Oh my God, what just happened? Someone just release air out of a tire. Anyone else hear that?
I thought it was one of your sound
Was
effects.
it me?
No, it wasn't me. I don't know who it was. A bunch of people were talking at the same time. So I'm going to read it exactly as written. I'm going to read it word for word for how I wrote it. Fight in the second hall. Medwin wounded and dying. A goblin gets away. Hide in secret chamber. Azok's skull and a pouch of coins. Rest. Dreams of being slaves to orcs. Push on. Low forge with dust and the pieces of a lock. Long defaced hall with hidden door and stair, fractured floors, chasms, and residue of elven life. Dwarf book in Sindarin. How do you pronounce it again? Sindarin. Written about the deeps. Dark corridors, long stairs, orcish voices. The first in days.
It was giving like slam poetry a little bit,
which
I like
love. Harriet. Oh, Harriet. So trusting. Anyone know that movie?
No.
Seriously?
No.
What? No one knows. So I married an axe murderer.
Oh, that's where that's from. With Mike Myers. Yeah, early.
Yeah, Mike Myers. He's a beat poet.
It sounded familiar. I have seen it, but it's been so long I forgot about that entirely.
Yeah.
Mike Myers and Nancy Travis, man.
Yeah. Back in the day. And it's like, you're like, wait a second. Is Nancy Travis an axe murderer? You don't really know for sure. For a little while. They played.
And he was almost like a straight man in that. Like he wasn't nearly as zany as he.
A little bit.
He looks like such a baby in this movie.
He's got like reddish hair and everything. It's so weird. Yeah. That was like post Wayne's World days. So, yeah.
This is 1993.
Anyhow. Yep.
What are you saying, Ashley?
Yep.
That's all the movies came out.
What are we saying here?
Okay. As long as that's
some
what
of us were
saying.
born. Some of us were alive in 1993.
Yeah.
Some of us.
I'm an 80s kid.
Is everybody alive? No. Long and Ashley weren't alive.
I was alive.
Depends on the month.
You were?
Not for
Okay.
long.
Depends on the month.
Nothing wrong with red hair. No, for sure. It was like I coming out of Mike Myers playing Wayne in Wayne's World with the long black metal hair, and then seeing him with like red hair. I was like, what? What is that? That's not right. And then anyhow. But Harriet, so trusting, so love Ed. Yeah, anyhow. There's like 4 people who understand what I'm referencing right now that's listening to this. Okay, so let's get going. Let's do a little bookkeeping first. Housekeeping. I think we did a little of this off air, but let's just make sure we go over it. Stephen was asking about travel time at the end of last ep. You guys have been mechanically, you've been in Moria for 3 days, though we're sort of thematically playing it like you don't really know the days and how many days have passed. Like you don't, without the sun, it's hard to track everything. But you have mechanically been there for 3 days, so that you could have taken 2 extra rests at some point after Azog's chamber. So if you wanted to do that, to make sure you adjust for those of you who are wounded, which I think is only Medwin. Make sure you tick down your wound, and then if anybody has to do some stuff with your endurance, make sure that you reset that. And then I know that some of you had spent some fellowship points to try to regain a few hope as well. Is that correct? How many fellowship points do we have left?
We have 3 remaining. CALVAIN and EDDA each took 1.
Okay, perfect. And CALVAIN is getting perilously close to a shadow scar / a bout of madness here, right?
Yeah, 1 point away from max.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay. All right. So let's
already fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So let me get a little music going for us. Any other bookkeeping business we should call out that we should need to know while I get music going?
I think
no. Ashley and I both noted that each of our next rolls are at disadvantage. So there's that.
Thank you for that.
So we did not forget that.
Failed journey stuff. Yeah, we're going to do some journey ending stuff. So let's do that before I start playing music, because that's all like bookkeeping. So delving rules. So you guys have actually reached the area that was marked on the map that Null had given you that may or may not be the Ledge of Woe. So when we end the delve, everybody gets to roll what is it? I think it's travel.
Correct. To see how well we
roll a travel test, and this is because this could reduce some of your fatigue. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's a sorry right off the bat, Jeff.
Oh.
Well, that's great because I had actually reset that. You guys have gone through 2 Revelation episodes, by the way. You guys have been crunching that. It's pretty crazy in Moria. There's all sorts of other things that can tick up the eye awareness score in addition to just shadow gain and sorries.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is really rough when you're weary trying to pass this.
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Sorry.
Failed.
Anyone pass?
I did.
Okay, so you
with
can...
the 24.
And you had extra... Did you have extra bonus bonus successes?
I'm
Great.
having a bit of a hard time seeing my screen. I think I have a Gandalf. Can someone else
Yeah.
check for
You
me?
don't have a
you do.
Gandalf?
No,
but you have a
Gandalf.
great
It was a
success.
great success.
Great success,
so-
Gandhi. Thank you.
Reduce your fatigue by 2.
Thank you.
The rest of you look like you failed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
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 All right. So none of
Yeah.
the rest of you get to reduce your fatigue. Okay.
Oh,
Honestly,
my
the 2 wouldn't have
gosh.
helped me much anyways. I am so...
That's
I
true.
got so much
That's
already.
so true.
Guys, we're not even halfway through this
14
adventure, so I
down
don't
to
know why
12.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Freaking-
Yeah, my
Okay, we're not gonna
load
make
is
it.
so high.
guys are gonna
Fatigue
be
is high, load is high, hope is low.
All right.
did-
So
Keep some fellowship banked for hope later.
we left off with you descending down this long, long staircase, almost like a switchback on a cliffside. And back and forth you went. And then you heard, for the first time in a few days, the sounds of someone's voice other than your own. Like you've all obviously been talking, but you heard voices. And they were very clearly orcish voices. And you were able to like prevent yourselves from going down that next flight to be seen by them. You kind of stopped. But as you peered around the corner, you saw a group of orcs just pass by what looks like the next landing and sort of disappear from view. And that is where we pick up with you guys on this stair and having heard and seen some orcs nearby. What would you like? What are you saying to each other? And what would you like to do?
First signs of life. Do we follow them and hope that they take us where we need to go?
We need to find some that have come together because that's where we're going to find Vidar. I'm
We
not
need
particularly stealthy though.
Me either. We definitely need a count of how many there are.
Can I stick my head out and try and get a count?
Sure. Give me like maybe a scan or an awareness test. Either one of those would probably be good here.
Not particularly good at awareness, so I'll give you a scan, if you don't mind. Jeez, my computer is being a jerk today. Can someone else look this
it
up?
rolled.
You failed,
It rolled.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
You peek
That's being
down.
wary.
They don't have a lot of light. You know that orcs have no real trouble in the dark. It's not the equivalent of like dark vision per se, but they don't have a ton of like lantern light or torch light, and so you can't quite get the numbers. And relatively quickly, you see they veer around a corner, but at least a half dozen, if not more. And you do notice that there's the way they went, which seems to push more horizontally back towards the front of Moria. Like if you guys have been doing your orientation as best you can, you think they're going kind of eastward towards the chasm under the Durin's Bridge. But you also notice that there is a stair going even further down that they seem to have come up from.
I am sharing that with the group. I got under my breath and quietly.
Where do we think they would hide a prisoner?
Well,
so there's orcs coming from the stairs. You haven't heard from any for days. We're in no condition to fight, especially Medwin. So we must find...
I'm doing better.
Right. We find Vidar and get out of here. No encounters.
It's wishful thinking there, but should we send someone who's a bit stealthy to see what they can see and sneak around and then come get the rest of us when they've got a lead on something?
Which one of us is the best burglar?
Not me.
Not a burglar, but I can find myself stealthing along these walls, these cabins, these halls. One other if you're not too heavy-footed.
Fairly heavy-footed, too.
Yeah, I think the dwarves are definitely.
I have 0
stealth of 0.
To pull that curtain back.
Medwin's been banging his head on every low ceiling this whole time. So.
Right.
Then hang around here. I'll return shortly. And I'll break off and do a little scouting of the area. Maybe go down the stairs a bit, see what's lingering.
I like it. Give me a test of some kind. This could be an awareness test. This could be a stealth test. Either one of those, I think. And we'll wrap up both your movements and your observation into one roll. We won't do separate rolls for this.
Okay.
So whichever one you prefer, CALVAIN.
I'm favored with 3 pips.
All right.
Hell yes.
Great success.
Okay.
Thank goodness it was favored.
Yeah, you're able to descend the next flight of stairs. And presumably you're following the orcs. Is that correct?
Yeah, following the ones that came out the stairs or went down the stairs.
Yeah, so like when you peek down the next flight of stairs, it is just like a descent into utter darkness. And you can't really hear or see anything. There's nothing particularly descriptive about it. But when you veer down the eastward path, it's a short hall, short corridor, rounded at the top. You can definitely see the signs of increasing like orc and goblin graffiti. And more than that, you start to hear voices, ambiance, sounds of work being done, shouting, things like that. You pass through this cluttered, debris-filled room in which you notice on the ground, in various places, these small crude traps, like goblin traps. Like you're not sure if they're set specifically for some kind of animals or if they're set for intruders. It's hard to say, but you're able to, with your elvish eyes, to notice them and avoid them. And then eventually, as you move through this broken, decrepit chamber that has some foul-smelling rot in here, and you peer down this pathway, this kind of curving pathway, you notice what looks like barricades have been built, and it looks like some kind of guard post. You see, as the next chamber opens up, there is like an intersection of a stair, a hall, and in that intersection, there is this crude structure that has been built. It looks to have been built partially out of the ruins of some kind of dwarf-like facility, but you also notice that there's like various like recovered beams, even some old timber, some scavenged stonework, mismatched and ugly, and it creates this little bit of a barrier. And there's skulls that are mounted on these iron spikes above it. It's hard to tell. Some are dwarf, some are man. It's hard to really see. And as your eyes scan across, you realize that not all of them are skulls. Some of them are heads that are in various states of decay. I need you to roll a valor test at the sight of some of this, because one of them appears to be the head of an elf.
Oh, CALVAIN.
I sent you a separate message Mentioned it before stream started.
Hell yeah.
Mentioned it at the start of the stream. You've had all sorts of options, friend.
And I chose one. I failed.
Okay. That is 2 points of shadow to you. As you see what looks like one of your kin is amongst this array of spikes with heads on some kind of crude orc guard post. You hear the sounds of screams, distant, but not, like they're not orcish voices, as if people are wailing in pain. And you see a stair going up. You see a pathway venturing further and beyond this guard post as well. So you, my friend, are going to have to, as you went over, we don't have to just yet, but you are over your shadow, right?
Yeah, I went to max. Can I go over or just take the max?
You can go over. It just means that you are now ill-favored on every roll that you take until you reduce your shadow. And I think the only way you can reduce it now is with a bout of madness. Someone can double check me. I don't think you can do Shadow Scar once your shadow goes above. I could be wrong. But
right. It just ticks over to, I get a flaw towards my shadow path.
And yeah, you have to do the bout of madness. And a bout of madness is really just like some brief bit of like violence or something extraordinarily out of character. And you'll quickly recover, and you'll regret what you did.
Yeah,
you're correct.
You can describe that now.
The only way to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, I think once you go over, right? Once you meet
So I'll describe it as like a sudden fear. I see elves' heads here, so I hole up like in a dark corner, and I take a lot longer to return.
Okay,
than intended.
Okay, so maybe we say you go back into that debris-filled room with that horrible foul stench and all the traps, and you just cower in the corner. And we're going to leave you there then, if it's going to be for a longer period of time. And we're going to come back to Medwin and EDDA and AGDA and Sin. And CALVAIN's been gone for a while, and he hasn't returned.
Do you think the orcs got him?
I think they would have shouted if they did, but I've been listening, but it has been too long.
There was a group of them.
If he went deep enough, we may not have heard it.
They ambushed him.
What do we do?
We've got to have faith. It's not like he was going to follow them, and the first thing he was going to see was exactly where Vidar was just sitting, waiting to be rescued. We've got to,
of course, but
have faith that he needed to be quiet. And sometimes when you're following something, you've got to sit for a little bit and wait.
Or he's lost.
That what
wandering,
we should
doesn't know how to get back.
Just sit and wait. Or should we go look for him?
It's the type of thing we should have talked about before he left, I think.
But we didn't. And we're talking about it now.
Well,
do we take a vote? Do we go for him? Do we stay?
I think we should go for him. Vidar isn't the only one that needs to be saved.
we don't
CALVAIN wouldn't
want
even
all of
be
us to
down
need
here
saving.
if not for him.
Who's next best? Do we do this one at a time, or do we go strength in
I do
numbers
not
now?
think we should split off anymore. That seems to cause distress.
I'm about as stealthy as a 2x4, so...
So am I. I'm quite happy for it. I was not joking.
Okay, well, I guess we have to... And Edda's kind of peeking out. So did we discuss if he'd follow or if he'd go down where they came from since they left?
I think when we watched him, I wasn't sure if he was going to go down or go up, but I'm pretty sure when I watched him, he turned up, not down. I think he went to see where they were.
Okay, well, all right.
I think
Do we leave Medwin here?
Quite upset that we didn't trust him, but
why would I be left here?
And she looks at you as you're laying on the ground.
You're bleeding?
I never stopped laying on the ground. It's been days.
I mean, you're laying on the ground, but only because that's the only way that you can move about this place. You can't stand straight up.
I just have a kink in my back from stooping over for so long.
Sometimes you've just got to lay down when your back's bothering you.
No, I'm not being left behind. I'm not being discarded like a piece of luggage that's no longer needed.
Not discarded.
Well, I mean, if 3 of us aren't stealthy, what's one more non-stealthy person?
His stealth isn't the problem. I don't want him to get injured again.
Why are we even talking about this? I'm not being left behind. End of discussion.
Stop being hysterical.
We're moving on.
Let's go.
All right, we're moving on. If CALVAIN is hiding quietly and safely and we come up and ruin this for him, he's going to be quite upset with us. But and we don't even know the passage of time down here. It couldn't even have been that long, perhaps, since he left, and we just think it is because we don't. But fine, let us go. Let us make a racket and find where he went to. Medwin, would you like to go first? So you know you're not being left behind.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you'll turn and leave me around a corner. I want to be in the middle.
Middle it is.
Each of you give me either an awareness or a stealth test. Either one of those is fine.
Okay. Oh. I at least have a pip and awareness, so thank you.
I'm trying to think about this because awareness
either.
Yeah, I guess I have to.
Some of you shouldn't have put 4 pips in some things and maybe spread it out.
I didn't put 4 pips in anything. Thank you very much.
I
got a Gandy.
I definitely did.
Nice.
Thank God it was favored. I got a Sauron, but it was favored, so it's just
yours was favored. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's one of your,
another Gandy.
Yeah.
I don't like these.
Oh.
Okay. Sucks. Being weary sucks.
Edda, I see that you failed, actually.
Yeah, I didn't
You didn't
pass.
get a Gandy. Oh, okay. I thought you said you got a Gandy.
The Gandy was my choice.
I got the Gandy.
Yeah, no, I said I got the Eye of Sauron, but thankfully it was favored.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Did any of you get any bonus successes? No, you didn't. You guys just got your... No. Okay. Those of you who failed...
This went about as well as we thought it would.
Yep.
The 2 of you who failed, so Edda and Agda, the sisters, go ahead and give me a d12 roll. It's a feat die, basically.
Ooh.
12.
Okay. That is a Gandy, technically.
It is a Gandy.
8.
Okay. So as you guys start creeping down, you peek maybe down that long, just dark stare that just gives you all just a little bit of a trepidation, maybe a little bit of fear, starts to creep into your bones a bit. And then you veer over towards that side path that heads eastwardly. And you find yourselves slipping down this short corridor and into this ruined, decrepit, foul-smelling chamber. And Medwin, Sin, you branch out carefully, navigating between the rubble. But then you hear a click, or the sounds of like metal on metal. And Edda, you step on something, on like some loose stone, and these like rusted metal spikes come up and they pierce into the back of your calf. Take 8 points of endurance loss.
Oh,
Agda,
those traps.
As you whip and you look towards like Edda, who maybe lets out like a muffled scream from pain. You too click something, but that simple look over towards her, you see this blade coming down from a stone edifice, like swinging like a pendulum, and you're able to duck underneath it. And because you rolled a Gandy, you don't take any. You're fine. That Gandy, that momentary little muffled scream from your sister allows you to duck underneath it and not take any endurance loss.
So Sin is fine. Sin got the Gandy. I failed.
Yeah, but then you rolled another
but
D12.
when you rolled your D12.
Oh, I rolled.
The D12
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, thank goodness.
So Edda, you look down at your leg and you see that there are these rusted thin spikes that have now just pierced right into your calf muscles.
And
I've got you. Medwin, grab the other side. And so Agdal try to grab one side and see if Medwin will grab the other side.
Yeah.
The two of you get her. You just pull her out. You see the splurt of blood as her calf comes free from the spike, and like a good 2 to 3 inches worth of metal pierced into her muscle, and she's just leaking blood out of her leg now.
Where is that elf healer when you need him?
She'll rip maybe some of her cloth that she's wearing to just try and tightly close the bleeding. But she's not really going to stop much else other than that to keep going.
Sister, you're so worried about Medwin bleeding all over the place. You gotta not step on the traps and do the bleeding yourself.
I'm not still bleeding either. It's...
Shush! We must find Master CALVAIN.
So as this conversation continues, Sin, you hear something from the dark recesses of this room. CALVAIN, what do you think it is that she overhears? Are you talking? Are you weeping? What do you think noise gives you away, your little hiding spot away?
Killing elves down here? No, I've got to get out. It's not safe.
CALVAIN?
Who's there?
And she'll put her hands out. I think he's here.
CALVAIN?
Who's there?
It's us.
That you, or is this a trick?
Us.
Shush! Quiet! And Edda has her eyes on like a swivel, and she's just like, "Shut up!"
Okay. You're looking. It's a big enough chamber that it's not like.
Yeah. But it's happened to us once before, and Edda is having flashbacks, and she's like, "Please, God."
Yeah, it's quiet in Moria, no doubt, but you do hear the faint sounds of screams and ambiance, like work and voices, shouting, screaming, some of it in pain, some of it in anger, maybe even a bit of laughter, like orcish laughter. Like you can hear that kind of bouncing and cascading off the walls a bit. So there's more ambiance and white noise here than you're probably used to over the last few days. But Sin, you're able to like help CALVAIN up at this point. From his little hiding spot, and CALVAIN, we can say your bout of madness can end at the sight of your companions, and you can reset your shadow down to 0, having taken your first level of your flaw.
Are you okay?
CALVAIN, what happened to you?
What are y'all doing here? I said I'd return.
You have taken a very long time. We thought you had been attacked. Ambush.
How long have I been here? I mean, it's good to see you.
Let's go back to our corner and keep an eye out in case they're doing another walk by. Let's go.
We're in a dark spot now. We're fine. CALVAIN,
yes,
what did you see?
Your leg needs to be treated.
Many
She
heads
needs
on
healing.
spikes. Healing here. It will be fine. She'll be fine.
You haven't even looked at it. How would you know?
Crude bandages, they will hold.
So did you see something, hear something when you came down?
So I saw help of an elf. I had an elf.
You saw another elf?
Merely heads. Their skulls all about. I've lost my judgment for a second.
I thought before we found you we'd heard some wails or screams or such.
I don't believe those were me. I mean, I don't remember. I sure hope they weren't me.
Well, if it wasn't you, then that's... and she'll, as she's been doing, sort of look at Edson, that could be where Vidar is held. Sounds like the noises of prisoners.
Venom just nods grimly.
Right.
So are we, just for clarification, are we all in that small room that he was hiding in then, or?
Oh, there's not a small room. It's a large room. But yeah, you're all in that, like kind of in a corner behind some rubble right now. It's an empty room other than traps and debris. There is a pathway out of here that CALVAIN looked down, and he kind of started to venture down this corridor. There's like a little curve, and he saw some stairs, this stair going up, but he also saw like it was an intersection of a pathway east, a stair section up, and then like this crude outpost, like a guard post of some kind. And that's where he saw like all the crude spikes and the heads on pillars and posts.
Okay.
Did you see any goblins?
Didn't see any, but since we're all here now, we can go together.
We push on.
Sister, are you good to move forward?
I'll be fine.
All right. CALVAIN, are you first still leading the way?
Yes, I'll make sure you won't trigger any traps on the way.
Could have used your eyes this time.
So you all push forward, kind of come around this somewhat curved corridor. And then there's it's almost like a half balcony that you come onto. And you see that there's the ruins of some kind of railing that you're all able to duck behind. And that allows you to look forward, like look eastward a bit. And that's where you can see that outpost. And it's, again, the base, the foundation of it looks to have been kind of scavenged dwarven stonework. But you also see like timber pieces, and you see all sorts of spikes in this array of bodies that have been put on display. I need the rest of you now to go ahead and roll Valor at the site of this, because you see a little bit of everything. You see some dwarves, you see some elves, you see some humans, and this would be the equivalent of the Revelation episode I was talking to you guys about, as you accrue various eye awareness scores.
That's a great success for me.
Ditto.
Awesome, great success. You don't take anything. You manage to keep yourself intact. EDDA with a great success as well. Is that what I heard?
Yep. Oh, no, sorry.
No,
Agda. Sorry.
Agda, yeah,
sorry. Yep.
Agda and Medwin, you don't take any. So you're both good. Right. Unfortunately, the fails from EDDA and Sin, both of you take 2 points of shadow.
Okay.
At the sight of this, because it is pretty horrific. And then Sin, there's no way to know that one of those bodies isn't perhaps Vidar. So it probably makes sense. There is also to your left, if you follow your eye line, there's a broken stair going down to this outpost, but you also see this long and winding stair that goes and disappears upward as well, and you're kind of exposed to that too. Like if somebody were to come down that stair at any moment, they could look right down this broken balcony that you're on, and they would be able to see you. So you don't have, depending on coming and goings, you might not have a lot of time to make a decision here.
Can we listen to hear if the sounds of wails or whatnot seems to be coming from a particular direction?
Yeah, you're definitely getting, like every now and then you hear the sounds of someone like calling out for help or in pain. And it definitely sounds like it's eastward, not upward.
Follow that awful sound. It's got to be where we want to go. East? I think that's east. Hard to tell.
In doubt, follow your ears.
Are we agreed? We don't have much time. And Edda's staring at that area where someone could come down at any moment.
CALVAIN, have you got the way again?
Right, so let's not linger here. And I'll lead the way.
You start descending down that broken stair. More than once you spot a loose stone that you would know is probably some kind of triggering trap. And right as you're about to like reach the bottom of the stair, you hear voices. You hear like some rough orcish voice.
Any trouble with the fire worshippers?
And like you look around for a second and you see that through one of these half walls of this guard post, you can see like bits and pieces of bodies moving between seams and such. And then you hear,
"Not this time, too busy speaking to their flames."
and you just hear everyone. And then like the gruff voice,
"Don't get comfortable. Grimnar says the ranger goes to the fighting pitch. You're taking her."
"What? Now we just got back. I'm sitting."
"Don't get comfortable."
Okay.
And there's definitely like this like jostling and pushing that's going on. And you don't see, none of them are looking out in your direction per se, but you can definitely tell that somewhere within that guard post, there are orcs and goblins. Now, it is kind of built, this guard post is built like smack dab in the middle of this chamber. But looking, CALVAIN, since you're in front, you do see that there are like pathways around it. But hanging above you, you can still see all these spikes and things. So it's very treacherous. At any moment, you can't get a good count of how many might be inside. You heard at least 2 voices talking and at least several more laughing at the same time. There are clearly dwarves inside, or excuse me, orcs inside.
I'll make like hand signals towards the direction we should go, like avoiding direct confrontation. See if we can go around like the paths.
Like stay behind the like half wall.
Okay. Well, the half wall was up. Since you've descended, you're no longer on the balcony now. You've kind of reached the bottom. Like there was like a half balcony looking down over this spot. You try to venture around, and right as you're moving through this narrow path, like between where the wall of this chamber is and when that crude makeshift wall on the southern side of this guard post is, you spot some light coming to the east, and you see approaching is this muscular-looking dwarf, or excuse me, I keep saying that, muscular-looking orc with like this, almost like a mohawk that is tied to a long braid. And you see they're coming up carrying like a lantern, like a really very dimly lit lantern. And you hear a voice like call out, probably a name. You're not sure exactly, but the 5 of you can quickly like duck into this little vestibule. And you hear like that same gruff voice from inside the outpost speak up to this newly arriving orc.
"Grimnar says to bring the dwarf to Yagul. He could serve Malik's pet blacksmith."
And then the other orc that just approached says,
"Beard Scorcher's still working on him."
"Well, once Beard Scorcher's done, you escort the dwarf to Yagul."
Okay, I'll do it. But you know Beard Scorcher doesn't like being interrupted.
"Well, this is Grimnar who said to do it, and Grimnar's in charge, last I checked."
"Okay, for now."
"Don't let Grimnar hear you say that."
And this goes on and on. And finally, you see the one that just approached with that little mini crude lantern turn around and start heading back eastward the way they came. And the 5 of you are just like tucked into this vestibule, and you're able to just overhear a lot of this. And then, like coming inside, like you hear laughter and stuff on the other side of the guard post.
Like, give me some mates. Give me the mates. We've been walking all day. All day we have.
And like there's like fighting and jostling on the inside. What you guys like to do?
Like just elbowing Edda and Sin when they mention dwarf.
Sin is equally like. Is that Vidar? Are they speaking? They mentioned a blacksmith and they mentioned beard scorchers or someone who delights in tormenting dwarves?
I think that's where we've got to find. Or speaking very quietly, obviously.
Yeah.
So do we think where he went, he's going back to check on Beard Scorcher then, so we follow him?
I think we must.
So can we kind of watch the comings and goings and make sure that we can kind of get out of this area and follow where he went to?
Yeah, if you would like to. I want everyone to everyone's going to give me a test on this. And you can tell me, you can pick your skill, so which you think might be useful here. But some things I would suggest are obviously awareness, stealth is good. Even something like athletics could be useful. So pick a skill that you would want to use that makes sense in this situation. And then describe what you're doing, and then roll it. And then we'll see what happens and how easy this goes for you.
Could I roll a scan and try to look for traps and things like that, since we've seen a lot of that?
You can roll scan, sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give that a rip right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, I keep missing stuff by one. So I failed.
Close.
Okay, I mean,
Great.
we're going to do a situation where, like, if other people roll extra successes, like, if that we could lend those out. So we're going to see how that goes.
So she'll
Long,
just say
you have
that
something?
I don't see any traps.
Yeah, I'll stick with my stealth.
Okay.
Spend a hope to even get another bonus.
All right. Yep.
While it's coming out, it's just going to be a regular success for me.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to keep quiet and kind of keep on pace. You notice that he is moving leisurely. He's not moving with any amount of speed, but he does leave this chamber and begin going down this long corridor. And you see the little bucket, this little tiny pocket of light moving with him along the way. And you can see like little spikes and hanging bodies and things like that. The screaming, the wailing is getting louder. And you also notice as he pushes to the very end of that corridor that you see some columns and some very grand dwarven architecture actually start to show to a degree in that next chamber he seems to move to. But he's a good 100 yards away at this point now. But for your eyes, that's not that big a deal. How about Medwin? What do you think Medwin's doing as he tried?
I would like to use athletics, thinking that we could pick alternate paths that would help us to head him off without being in direct lines of sight and stuff like that by climbing over rubble or moving things around to make it easier for us to traverse. Okay. Hopefully along those lines.
Is your goal to follow or actually catch up with him and grab him?
Follow, I think. We didn't talk about catching him, I don't think, so I would just say follow.
Okay, go ahead and get that athletics test then.
That's a 5. That is a failure.
All right. So, yeah, you try at one point to climb to this second tier in the corridor, like this crude little loft. But as you climb up and you're going to pull yourself up, your arms kind of falter. And then as they do, you hear something start to creak a bit as if you're about to fall and possibly tumble down and make a lot of noise. But we'll see whether or not that happens based upon our next two rolls. EDDA, what do you think you're doing?
I was also thinking athletics.
Sure.
So I don't know if at this point, if it would be athletics in the point of trying to catch Medwin if it's at the same time, I was more so thinking in the sense of kind of carrying something to kind of help obfuscate us and help us kind of hide in the darkness.
Okay.
So whether that's
pick up a big bit of stone just to kind of
help us blend in, and the athletics is I'm just committed to carrying this thing.
Maybe we'll say that there's a lookout, you're trying to block. I think it's less you're probably carrying something to hide behind, and more maybe you're placing a block that obscures line of sight or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
yeah. That makes more sense.
Sliding a big pillar. Yeah.
Classic moving office plant. Just
Yeah.
Just climbs underneath the cardboard box.
I was going to say cardboard box.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah.
That's a sorry.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay.
So
Medvin,
you're the reason
you're
I fell. You were moving the rock I was trying to climb.
Not even.
And then finally, EDDA. Or she's not EDDA, Sin. What do you think you're doing?
I was also wanting to give you a scan to clock this guy and see where he's going.
Sure. Yeah, we can do it.
Can I also throw in a hope bonus?
Yeah, you can spend a hope. And guys, don't forget, you have distinctive traits too. So you can spend hope sometimes, and if you tap into those things, get inspired, you might even get extra bonuses. Don't forget those things are at your disposal as well. Okay. Uh-oh, somebody's miserable now.
Yeah. I failed and I'm miserable.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay,
That's rough.
Miserable. All right. Okay. So here's what happens throughout all of this. CALVAIN, you're up in front, and you're leading the way, and you're moving down this corridor very carefully, very quietly. You get to the end of the corridor, and you continue to track this orc, and you can see that he is moving down this much larger room. But at the far end of it, you notice like this. Honestly, it's a particularly impressive looking like frieze of it's got to be at least 30 feet tall with this sort of archway to it, and what likely were dwarves at one point but have now been thoroughly defaced. You see these false columns kind of buttressed against it, and you see a large opening, and through that opening you see like bright orange and red light that seems to be pouring out of it. You also notice that as you're looking to your left and to your right, this large corridor this large chamber that you're looking in has like these two side rooms, one to your left, one to your right, these smaller archways, and like each of them has like some kind of like pillar or beam, like the equivalent of like a like a doorway that's kind of been thrust into it in this crude orcish design to suggest that like the orcs put this barricade there. It's not completely blocking the path, but you definitely see there are these two side chambers as well. You only got a regular success, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all you see right now. You do hear, again, voices, sounds of screams, but they're getting louder and louder, but it's hard to distinguish them still. However, behind you, you hear woof, and you look behind and you see Medwin is trying to like climb on top of and to take like a more like aerial view, but as he does so, something collapses what he's grabbing on, and he goes tumbling to the ground. EDDA, who is trying to slide this big block in the way of the path to kind of obscure your sight, he falls into her. She drops what she's carrying. That goes tumbling around. And it's this huge and horrible cacophony of sounds. Meanwhile, Agda and Sin, you see this boulder kind of tumbling towards you, and you try to like step out of the way. But as you do so, you step into some kind of false panel on the ground, and each of you needs to roll a d12.
Oh gosh!
You can, and you can do this one. You can do this one favored, so you can take roll 2d12 and take the better for you. Remember, 11 is a sorcery and a 12 is a
7.
10.
Those are the best that you did.
Yeah, a 6 and 7 for me.
Lower is better in this case.
Oh, then
2.
6.
Yeah. Okay. Agda, take 2 points of endurance loss.
10 over 2.
Sin takes 6 points of endurance loss.
Wait, how much for me? Sorry.
2, because you said 2 is your best roll, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In this case, you don't like fully step on it, but there are definitely different traps that have been set here and there, and you slash into it. And then Sin, as you try to slide off to the side of the way of this like tumbling boulder, like you smash your head against like one of these walls, and this kind of metal slash kind of comes flying down. It doesn't look like that's how it was designed to go, but because you guys have made such a mess, it just swings down and clips you as well. And there's just a whole mess load of sounds. And for those of you further back, you hear people say, "Whoa, what was that? Go see what that is." And I'll give you guys a moment. What do you all do in the aftermath of this catastrophe?
Try to find a place to hide.
Yeah, Sin is desperately looking around for a place to hide.
Okay.
Yeah,
both of you can try to roll stealth tests. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, try to roll stealth tests. Edda and Medwin, you two were like in the tunnel when your collapse happened. What are the two of you doing in the middle of this corridor?
Yeah, we need to run somewhere, right?
Running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're racing up towards CALVAIN. CALVAIN, you still hear it, and you notice as the guy is moving down this large room, he stops and looks like he's turning around. And he starts coming back like, what was goblins? Don't even know that we're going to be the death of us. Oh. And he starts moving back in your direction. And so you guys are kind of getting in this pierced sense. So CALVAIN, do you do anything in particular?
Yeah, could I do the sort of lure him to the other direction, maybe make noise in the way he was going?
Yeah, I'm going to say you could do that to one of the rooms. I don't think it would make sense for you to lure him to the direction he's going because you're a ways away from him, but you could lure him to either of those side rooms.
Yeah.
So right or left, basically.
Make him go left, different direction.
Okay, and so like you veer off left. So suddenly Medwin, Edda, CALVAIN disappears from sight as he just dips out of the way. And CALVAIN, maybe you like throw a pebble or two to make some more noise. And the guy's like, "Huh?
Who's there? Let's go to. We're not."
And you see he's veering in your direction now. As you get to this entry point into this other room that has like a beam crossed out of it. And there's like some weird crude, like there's something that's been crudely drawn on it. It might be like Orcish language or Orcish. You're not sure exactly what it is. It's something has been carved into it. It's like this wannabe dwarven rune, but it clearly isn't. But you do hear the sounds of voices coming from inside and around.
I failed my stealth check, by the way.
Okay. What about you, Agda?
Extraordinary success. I spent a point of hope. Got a handful of sixes.
Nice.
You managed to find a hole in the wall, basically. This like broken section of the wall, right outside, like not like before the corridor. And you go to dive down into it, but then you see like Sin is kind of looking around. You see what looks like a little bit of light about to emerge from that guard post behind you. And with your extraordinary success, if you want, you can grab her and pull her down in so that she is hidden as well.
Yep, as long as Sin is okay with that, Agda will
Very
come
much.
in and then just like grab the back of the cloak and just like slide her like in. I've got you.
And so as the two of you are the furthest back, you see what looks like two different orcs coming down. One of them is a little taller, one of them is a little scrawnier, like goblin-y style. And they're moving down. And there's just like grumbling to each other, like,
"I can't believe it's gonna make us go all the way down again. It's too long. It's too long a stare, is it? It's far."
"Quit your grumbling. He's gonna hear you. You keep grumbling like that, you're not gonna stay here much longer. You want to go to the pits?"
No, I don't want to go to the pits."
Then shut your mouth and do what he says."
And like the two of them are moving and looking around.
"Now, what was it?"
It was probably rats. Something.
"We don't get rats here. If we had rats, we'd eat them."
Yeah, could be. It could be anything then.
"Well, go looking for it."
And they start to look around now by the corridor, by this like this wider area before the corridor happens, and you hear them moving around you, Agda and Sin. Like they're looking like,
what's this doing here?
And it's like looking at this big boulder that has been moved by EDDA into a different place.
I don't think this is where this was.
Meanwhile, up front, Medwin and EDDA, you ran forward into this chamber. And as you run into the chamber, you see to your left, CALVAIN has kind of reached the doorway of like that he's trying to lure this other guy to, who has started to move in a diagonal sense. But the two of you are very loud. And so he's halfway to CALVAIN and out of sight of the corridor, at least, when he turns to huh? Where? And he's about to scream and shout. So Medwin, EDDA, CALVAIN.
Yeah.
The three of you have an opportunity to prevent something horrible from happening right now. You tell me what it is that you're doing. And if you fail at this, it's combat time. It's going to get ugly.
Oh, shit. We need to silence this guy. What is that?
Describe it. Tell me what you do, and if it's, and maybe we do a roll or two.
When I notice he loses my distraction and turns towards the others, I'll go for back of the head shot. Make sure he doesn't get any noise out.
Quickly get the bow out. Fire. Okay, I like
Arrow
it.
to the mouth.
CALVAIN's so good with his bow.
Right?
Medwin and EDDA, what do you think the two of you are doing?
I was going to say Medwin would try to run at him and tackle him. Just like subdue him, get him in a chokehold or something. Not necessarily like going to kill, but just to quiet as best he can.
Okay. EDDA, do you want to do something different, or do you want to like assist Medwin in doing that? Is the two you try to tackle him?
Yeah.
Okay. Spend a hope. Give Medwin an extra die. Medwin, roll an athletics test, and CALVAIN roll a range attack.
Could I argue that being tall would help me in tackling an orc?
I think in this case it would, yeah. You're a big guy.
I'll spend a hope as well to be inspired on that.
I'm going to hope myself to get an extra.
All right.
Would we say, did you say athletics? Would be right.
I think athletics makes sense in this case, right? Like because you have to run there and tackle him, right?
I got a regular success.
Hey,
perfect.
Long shot something with the bow.
You fire. It kind of gets him like right in the neck. He's like, yeah, and he's trying to scream. He didn't like. It's not like an immediate kill, but there's. And Medwin, how did you do?
Favored with 5 dice. Only a regular success. I didn't get any extra sixes.
He's
and you race up, and EDDA is with you. You put your hand over his mouth. Just one of you just gut him really quickly. You think that's like while you're holding him,
would probably
EDDA comes
be
up.
the coup de grace. Yeah.
And he's like,
hell yes.
Dark blood starts to come from between Medwin's fingers as he's holding the hand. But the guy's dead.
Dreamwork, love it.
He falls to the ground. Makes all sorts of noise, and then they come rushing in anyway. No, you get him, you lay him down.
He's all metal.
EDDA is just looking at Medwin with wide eyes, because that was almost just really bad for us.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, as the three of you have taken care of your problem, Agda, Sin, the two of you are hiding, and you hear them talking, and they're complaining. You hear names are getting thrown around. You hear Beard Scorcher, Grimnar, Yagle, Malik. Those are like the 4 names that seem to be kind of getting tossed around a bit. But at a certain point, like
there's nothing here. It probably just fell. The dwarves don't know how to build anything. Everything just falls. Everything's falling apart here.
Fine. And then the two of them turn around and start working back towards the guard post.
Okay, I would say we would wait until they would be kind of out of sight and then continue trying to sneak up to the rest of the group.
Okay. So at this point, with them out of sight, you move down the corridor. Maybe you see EDDA and Medwin dragging an orc body behind a pillar. You see CALVAIN over by a door, bow in hand. And you guys are in a large chamber, lots of columns and broken columns, that large frieze on the other side. There is an opened massive doorway. You can tell that likely there were stone doors maybe at some point, but there's like rubble on the ground. You assume maybe they've been kicked in or crumbled in some way. That's from there, you're getting that kind of orange and yellow and reddish light. And then, CALVAIN, you were standing near that doorway that had like that timber and the strange carved runes in it, and you heard voices from inside. And then there was another on the other side of the on the pillar. We'll say the south side of this chamber. There is another pathway out of here. So in addition to the way you came, three ways out of here. You're looking around. You don't see any guards in here currently, but you know you're just a handful of steps from a guard post that has several.
I'd like to quickly search the body of this orc that we killed. Not looking for treasure, but just seeing if there's anything that is out of the ordinary, like he took something from prisoners, or he's got, some sort of mark or key or anything.
Give me a feat die. Roll a feat die for this. Let's see. See if there's anything there.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say welcome Raiders, RX Oliver. Good to have you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. They're also running Flowers of Algarab, because we've been running Flowers of Algarab as well, and I've seen some of yours as well. So great minds. Awesome.
Cool.
4 on my feat die.
Okay. You notice like a necklace, like a cord, like on a leather cord, and it has like a small like silvery charm. It doesn't look dwarvish though to you. It's hard to say where it's from. It doesn't look like something that the dwarf would wear, and it doesn't look as elegant as like an elf would wear. It's kind of hard to place particularly. It almost looks like it's sort of like this carved and bending circular pattern. Do you have lore?
No.
Okay.
I'm
gonna say you
not
don't know
even self-educated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a roll on that. I'm gonna say you don't know what it is, but it's enough to be able to tell. It doesn't look like dwarvish or elvish make to you. We'll put it that way.
Okay. I will just grab it and give it the tug to rip the leather cord that it's on, and pocket it until we're somewhere safer and I can ask a smarter person about it.
Okay. So like fellowship phase.
Yeah, once we find a patron.
You guys had one. Yeah. You had 2 options. Okay. You're all in the same room together. You know the ways out. You know the danger. You know that any bit of noise could potentially attract a lot of trouble for you. What do you all want to do right now?
I would say Agda can't help herself. If you said there's a big freeze on a wall, she is going to take a second to look at that freeze because she loves history, loves that we're here. So she would take a second to look at that while maybe other people are deciding on an exit.
It's been thoroughly defaced, that's for sure. But
again,
what you can definitely tell from looking at it is it has it almost looks like prisoners like chained together in some way, but it's hard to be certain. But it definitely looks like this is depicting some kind of like procession, some kind of prisoner procession. And there's a figure of what might have been a king or something that has been thoroughly defaced, that's like lording over them in some way as if pronouncing judgment. But yeah, it's hard to get the full interpretation from it.
And Agda would remember the nightmare of kind of the being chained and that. So she would be useless for a moment, and she's distracted by looking at that.
Would we know what the orcs meant when they said that Beard Scorch is still working on him, the dwarf?
I mean,
would we know? Would that be implied?
Can interpret that, and I don't think there's any additional information Edda would have that Ashley doesn't have from that information.
Okay.
Sounds like torture.
Yeah.
Maybe he got hurt and they're healing him. Wits is my dump stat.
But this orc was headed towards the orange. Maybe we should head there.
Okay.
Fire worshippers were they talking about?
Something about a scorcher, yes.
Whatever it is, there's going to be more. We need to be more careful than we just were, because that was too close.
Okay, so you're going through the large opening, cut into that big frieze that EDDA has been looking at. You step carefully over the crumbled remains of the doors that were once in this doorway, and you feel heat. Like heat is kind of starting to come to you. And as you reach the edge of this thick, kind of doorway / short corridor, you notice that everything stops. There's no continued path. You've reached some kind of ledge. And you can see on the other side of it, there is just cavern wall, not finished. It's ruined, it's pockmarked here and there. Various little grains and cuts. And there's like this orange-yellow light that's manifesting from below. And you feel like open air in some ways, this warm air wafting into your faces. Who is out front?
Hey, me.
When you look out, to your right, you can see this slender ledge eventually tapers off, and there's no longer any ledge. And now the right-hand side is just this tall cavern wall. When you look to the left, however, you see this narrow tongue of stone continues to jut out against the wall until it is blocked by this bent iron gate. And it's very narrow. Like, you don't think people could stand like more than maybe one, maybe two people shoulder to shoulder before this gate. And then as you look through it, you can see that ledge narrows even further to the point where no one can really stand shoulder to shoulder on it. And it's barely passable. And you see all this different rock and such. And you see that there are a handful of people that are standing on the ledge with their toes, in some cases, hanging over the ledge. And there's nothing that seems to really be like holding them there. They're just right on the edge, and they're constantly shaking and tipping here and there. You notice that the figures themselves, some of them look to be orcs, but there is one head that pops up higher than the others, and it looks to be someone similar to Medwin, of Medwin height. You see this long, kind of dirty blondish hair, matted in places. A woman, it's hard to place an age, but not particularly old, is standing there amidst them. And so this woman and a handful of orcs are literally just standing over top of it, and they can't really move at all.
Prisoners. A mix of them.
This must be the ranger, maybe, that they wanted to take to the fighting pits.
That's what I was thinking too.
They call them fire worshippers, but are they doing this of their own volition, or have they been stuck there?
I don't know. Do we shoot them while they're there?
If they're not,
To clarify,
I don't know that we want to call attention to ourselves unless we absolutely have to. Do we think maybe we go back and go a different direction? It doesn't seem like an easy way for us to get there.
But also notice that to your right, CALVAIN, where the ledge tapers off and you no longer see a footpath, you do see that above it there is like carved into the rock wall kind of a decorative like window frame, this tall decorative window frame. And then to your left, the gate is a ways away. It's probably 50 yards away or so. And before that, you do see that there is carved into the wall like a smaller cutout of both window, like a series of small windows, like just like peek hole windows. But then you do see an archway that could be entered as well. If you had to guess, judging from what you saw previously, this might go to the same room that chamber you had stepped close to that had the barricade in front of it. They might kind of go to the same place.
That was over the prisoners?
No, it's not. It's between you and the prisoners.
Gotcha.
Right, Agda, I think you're right. We can take another way in. That room I was headed towards might connect to.
We let them
window.
go. They can help us. They can guide us. They can. We shouldn't leave her there to die.
Of course not, but this ledge here, it's not much room. We can get closer without alerting him.
Yes, we go the different way. Not try to jump to our deaths that way. You can bring us to the room that you were almost in, CALVAIN.
It was barricaded. We might make a bit of noise trying to get in. Are you up for it?
Try to be quiet about that. It's probably better than trying to wind
Have to try
our way.
something.
Yes, we do.
If it doesn't work out, we can always return here.
Quiet we go then.
Lead the way, CALVAIN.
So, which way are you going?
So we're planning on returning to that left wing and checking out that room. See if it works
Going
out.
back the way you came. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you go towards the chamber, and again, it's not like it's truly barricading. Like, you guys are wily enough to get underneath it. You just have to sort of decide, like, do you just break it down? Do you try to remove it quietly? But it does have like those strange runes carved into it. It's just a big slash, like down the middle of this this opening. Again, it wouldn't prevent you all from going in if you wanted to go in.
Would I be able to do like lore or something to try to look at the runes that are on it?
No roll necessary. You're certain it's not Dwarven language. It's not. It's not Kudzul. It's not. And I would say CALVAIN. No roll necessary. It's no Elvish language that you're familiar with. It's got to be either some kind of written orc speech, if such a thing exists, or it's just mockery of what you've done. What Kudzul is.
It's blasphemy here. This. Would I be able to do athletics to try to find a, like limbo kind of path?
No roll necessary. Like, you guys can get through here. It's just a question of if you're just avoiding it, like going underneath it, or if you're just like ripping it down or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just going for avoiding.
I think we
the
ought
quieter
to
option.
avoid it to avoid making noise.
Okay. All right. So one by one, you all duck underneath it, and you find yourself in like this curved small corridor, and you see that there is an opening that's going into a room, but it's very hard to see. And the reason is because there is black smoke everywhere. You just see it's like halfway up the ceiling itself, and you see it's wafting out of here. And as you're standing in this little elbow that connects the larger chamber to this side chamber, you look up and you realize it's some kind of chute, and all of that black smoke seems to be funneling. But as you get towards this entrance to the room, you definitely see that there is black smoke. Now, assuming CALVAIN's out in front again, you see that there are 3 braziers that are burning. and that seems to be the source of this like thick, sort of sweet, foul smoke that is starting now to coat the back of all your throats. You can kind of start to feel it go down, and it's almost threatening to make you cough, but you're able to beat it back for now. When you look at the walls, as peeking from left to right, carefully, you see that they are thick with this kind of greasy black soot. The heat is so immensely hot coming from here. Like it's starting to burn your skin even a little bit. It's oppressive. And you notice as you're blinking away tears that in between in between all of these braziers that are burning, you see like a stone table of some kind. And there's various tools that have been laid out. And you also notice that above one of these braziers, almost like a pit being roasted, there is a dwarf that is currently strapped there, and standing next to them with some kind of like poker device and just kind of carving into them, you see an orc. The orc is kind of slender looking in some ways, like lithe, and has this kind of half mask on. You can see that they have hair coming down the back a bit into multiple braids. They have no noticeable like thick armor on. It's instead some almost like a blacksmith's apron in some ways. And the skin that is visible is covered in brands and cuts and slashes. And you hear their voices. Their back is kind of to you right now. And it's like,
"So, little one, time to tell me more of your secrets. Our time is nearly at an end. Tell Beardscorcher, how many dwarves come? Tell Beardscorcher and it'll all be over."
And like there's like a muffled sound that you can't hear, maybe like kind of a return of response, but it's,
"Oh, good. Yes, you're going to make Malik so very happy." So very, very happy indeed. He has such wonderful plans. Oh, what's that? Oh, no. Don't be afraid. If you like, I can send you below. Do you like the fire? I can show you more of it.
And this continues in this chilling way. I would like everyone to go ahead and roll a valor test at the sight of a dwarf being tortured over top of a brazier.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
This creepy looking dwarf. Or excuse me, creepy looking dwarf. I keep saying dwarf when I mean to say orc today.
That's another story.
It is a dwarf that's being roasted. Oh no.
Failure.
No sorry for me, but a fail.
Okay.
Who got the sorry?
I got a candy.
Oh, maybe there wasn't a sorry. I could have swore I saw one.
Okay. It looks like everyone but Sin failed. Somehow, Sin, you maintain your cool. Everyone else, take another 2 points of shadow.
Oh my god.
However, Sin, with a great success, you are able to keep your cool. Maybe it's simply because you think this might be your brother, and now is not the time to lose your cool.
Officially miserable.
You guys have a moment to do something. What do you want to do?
Is that him? Do you think that could be him?
Regardless, he should be saved. We're gonna be miserable for this, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I think if especially even if there's like 2 or however many orcs, we should kill them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going in and trying to kill this one. Yep.
Yeah.
Describe what you do. Like, tell me what you do.
Agda's gonna be dumb, and Agda's just gonna run and try to jump on his back. Like, no stealth, no cunning to this. Just, she's proud of dwarves, and this is a disgusting sight. And so this is just gonna, just run, axe out, try to jump on his back.
Medwin, what are you doing as you see Agda go rush in?
You said this is the only orc in the room, right?
That you can see. It's very hard to see in here. There's black smoke
Right.
everywhere.
But the only one I can see, I'm definitely rushing forward with my spear. Gonna try and stab him in the back.
Okay. CALVAIN.
Depending on how large these braziers are they like able to be knocked over or extinguished? Or how easily that would be done?
Not easily. I know it's not something you could probably do in an easy action. That would probably be a little bit more laborious to do. They're very large.
Yeah, if it takes a turn, like run towards one of those, try and knock it over, extinguish it in some way.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah, save him from the torture of the heat.
Are you specifically going for one of the braziers that doesn't have a dwarf over top of it?
Yeah, I was going to say the one that doesn't, just to clear up the room, maybe stop some of the burning.
Okay. Edda, then are you doing the other? Or are you
I'm going for the dwarf. Yeah, I want to get him.
Okay, so you're racing to the dwarf. Okay.
Yeah.
With a goal of like just grabbing him and pulling him down?
Yeah, and getting him off of that heat. And
Okay. Sin, what are you doing?
Going after the orc.
Okay, so it sounds like there's 3 people who are racing in to attack this guy. And then one of them, and it sounds like Edda is going for the body. And it sounds like CALVAIN is just trying to go in there to try to help. Okay, so you all race inside. As you're running through the room, your throats begin to thicken. And it becomes harder to breathe. And as you get closer and closer, especially the 4 of you that are encroaching upon this individual, you see their head whip around. And you see they look right at you, and they have this strange mask on. The smoke begins to swirl around, and like for a moment, their eyes, it looks like, flicker with flame. And you
more gifts for the fire.
Everything you guys are going to do is going to be at ill-favored. As you are, actually, not ill-favored, I shouldn't say that. I should say minus 1d. I always do that. I apologize. 1d, everything you're doing as is hard to see, hard to breathe as you race in. So for those of you that are attacking, let's start with you. We're not going to go into full combat unless things go really bad. So Agda, Medwin, Sin, each of you give me an attack roll. While that's happening, CALVAIN, you're racing over to a different one of these braziers to try to knock it over and maybe lessen some of the smoke. You can give me an athletics test to do this. And then Edda, you can do the same thing as you're racing to try to pull this person down. And you can also give me an athletics test. And so everything you guys have is at minus 1d6 because of all the smoke and the fire. And it's becoming very difficult to breathe and see. Use what you got to use. If you want to do hope, if you want to tap into one of your distinctive features, specifically just call that out. Okay.
We can't use hope if we're miserable, right? Like that negates.
I was just trying to look that up. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh boy, that's tough.
Is that
for you guys.
the case?
Is that really one of the cases?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm stalling. Okay. So it occurs. No, that's not it, because that's being daunted in combat. It's called daunted.
Okay.
Basically, when you're miserable, if the feat die
failure.
shows an Eye of Sauron, it's an auto failure, regardless of it. And don't forget that if you all wanted to, you could take a shadow scar, which would reduce your shadow points to 0, but it would give you a permanent shadow point. So instead of 0, it'd be at 1. And so whenever you reduce your shadow, it's always going back to 1. Okay, and it can only be removed during a Yule Fellowship phase. So if you wanted to make sure you're not
I'll take a shadow
miserable.
scar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the last time
Ditto.
you took, the last time you took some shadow was right now.
Yeah.
So
Seeing all of this.
what do you think? What do you think it is? Like, what do you think it is that's going to stick with EDDA? Like, is it the sight of this? Is it the smell of this? What is it?
I think it's the scent of this cloying smoke. It's just something that's going to kind of always coat the back of her throat, and maybe like just linger in her nostrils, and then along with that pierce in her calf, that will also probably tinge with pain.
And yeah, like as you're running, maybe your leg stumbles a little bit and you feel the pain again, and then this smoke smell just kind of furrows into you. Okay. Is anybody else taking advantage of this shadow scar situation?
Yeah, same thing. And this, true to life, but I feel like Agda would have this like lingering cough where she feels like she just can't get this smoke fully out of her lungs.
Okay. All right. So like, so you're just going to have a cough, like way too real. Way too real. This lingering cough for so long.
It's like, how would this work? And then I was like, yep, this feels right because I've got it right now.
Is anybody else taking advantage of it? I know both Medwin and Sin are also miserable.
I'm also going to take advantage of it.
I won't do it yet, but I might do it after I know for sure it's Vidar.
Okay. There's probably not going to be time for that kind of, like, I think once we get into like the action of the sequence, I'm probably going to say, let's hold off on the shadow scar. So, really let's just sort of make a call right now.
I'm not going to do that right now.
All right. And I'm sorry, Steven, did you make a call for Medwin?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think for Medwin, he's been advocating for, if they're defenseless, if they're like, unarmed, he thinks they should still be protected. But he saw this torture happening, and what's going to stick with him is the choice that he made, that he was going to stab the guy in the back, which is not an honorable way to kill anyone, even an orc. So it's more his reaction to it that's going to stick with him more than anything.
Okay. All right. So let's do the rolls. So I want to start with the attack rolls. So that's Agda, Medwin, and Sin. Each of you make your attack on this guy. And I'll tell you in terms of parry. Let me pull him back up. See if he has any. Yeah, there's no effect to the parry, so it's just your normal roll.
Can I cancel out my penalty by leveraging my willful distinctive feature?
You would need to spend a hope to do that, and that would give you 2d. Yeah, and that would give you 2d, which would mean you would actually have a net of +1.
Well, so that's what I would like to do, please.
Can I leverage proud in this one? Like dwarven pride?
Dwarven pride? Sure.
All right, so then that'll
same deal.
Leaned. It'll end up with +1.
Candy again.
Awesome. That's an auto success on your hit. Fantastic. And what about Medwin?
Could I leverage generous that I'm giving him my spear?
No, we're not giving it up.
I rolled anyways. I just ripped it with the -1d. I didn't have much to add to it.
Okay, so it looks like 2 hits and 1 miss by Agda. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so both Medwin and Sin, what is the damage you would do? Neither of you had any great successes to spend, or bonus successes.
Right.
So just give me
5 damage for me.
6 for me.
Okay, so the two of you race in, slash, charge, and he's just kind of like cackling, and you realize like the smokiness of the room doesn't seem to be affecting like his, but as you guys try to talk or scream or just like everything you say comes out as a cough, and it's becoming harder and harder to see at this point as you're sweeping and swinging. Agda, when you race in, you bring your axe and you hear it just clink against the stone where you thought he is not there, and you turn to the side and there he is with this like, are they glowing again, or are your eyes just watery? Meanwhile, EDDA and CALVAIN, both of you give me your athletics tests as you try to race and accomplish your various tasks.
May I leverage cunning to sync the picture? Inspiration.
How do you think you would be doing that?
Just like a different battle tactic sort of thing, not really charging ahead first, thinking about different actions towards the clearing the room sort of thing.
Okay. I'll allow it for this case just because I think specifically the braziers are creating an effect that you're trying to get rid of. So yeah. Okay.
And I wager willful because I'm caring more about this person, or fierce. That's what I've got.
I think fierce makes more sense. You're charging in and you're just reaching over this blazing brazier without any fear for yourself to try to grab this poor dwarf. I got
a regular success.
Okay, that's all you need. You race over, you put your hands against it, and they immediately scald. Like you can feel your skin just begin to just tear away as the exterior of these braziers are just extremely hot. They're also very heavy, as they do seem to be dwarven braziers, but you're able to, with some kind of elvish strength, tip it up, and it spills over, and you see these coals and these shards start falling out, and this almost like this lava drench just chases across the floor. It does create some very treacherous terrain that could prove to be costly in the future, but at the very least, you've knocked this one over, and one of these braziers seems to have been doused. Edda, how'd you do?
Great success.
Yeah, she did.
Race over, and like as your friends Medwin and Agda and Sin are dealing with this creature, or whoever this is, you reach up and you just rip him down from these spokes. And as you like tear away and you have him on the ground, he's definitely bound. Like he's clearly bound, and maybe part of the stick on which he was like being rotated is still there. But you notice that he's covered in burns. And the most notable burn is across his face, where you can see his beard has largely been burnt off. Only small little patchworks and chunks, but it's all blackened and soot. But you recognize him. You see the eyes. You see Vidar.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. She's carefully trying to handle him now that she got him to safety.
And he's trying to talk, but as he does, he's like coughing up. It almost looks like he's coughing smoke out of his throat. Okay. Beard Scorcher is going to get to do an attack here as well. And Beard Scorcher is going to get 2 attacks, in fact.
Oh, no.
One is going to be against Agda, and one is going to be against Medwin. Okay. So it's going to be 2 swings. As you can see, this long staff or like poker that he has, it like suddenly alights with flame. And he's going to whirl it around, and he's going to lunge at all of you, at the 2 of you. Let me get your tokens out so I can target, because that's how these. I always forget to do part.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to target us. It's not,
Medwin.
You know.
All right. Let's start with Agda. I will burn a point of hate.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, one sec.
Eek.
I'm going to burn a point of 8. Burn.
I missed it for a second.
Let's start with Medwin.
Go away.
I feel like we get our names flip-flopped a bit.
All right. Let me.
That's me. At least I'm not miserable. I've got a shadow scar, but at least I'm not miserable anymore.
Sure. Like to be able to just roll combat rolls without having to use the combat tracker would be really nice. To just
all
be able to
the
do
things. Someday I won't be weary anymore. Someday.
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 I'm just going to treat you guys as being an open. Is that fair? Is that okay to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So it's like, okay. All right. So yeah, he's just going to come up and he's going to target you. So first one, he's going to go after Agda. I'm going to burn a point of hate. He is going to be favored because he's in the dark. And I burn a point of hate. So there we go.
Okay.
That's a great success. As he's going to lunge out at you with this fiery poker / staff. And I'm going to do a heavy blow as I get an extra success on it. That's 10 points of damage as you feel a searing pain in your side as he stabs into you. And then, like a blur within the smoke, he's gonna spin around and lunge out at Medwin as well. With his second, he's got 2 might. I just want you to know that's why he's getting 2 attacks. And I'm gonna spend another point of hate because you can. So just in terms of rules of the game. Rules of the game. That's what I was trying to say. He can spend as much hate on a turn as he has might, and so he's got that. So I'm gonna favor that up.
Why do you hate me, Jeff? That's what I don't get.
I did attack Melissa first.
Great success again.
Another great success, even with a 1.
With 2 1s on the feat die.
I know. Hates us equally, Steven.
And so that's going to be another 10 more points of damage as the 2 of you. Okay. Are taking, both of you are taking 10 points of endurance loss.
Ooh.
Okay. So let's go ahead, since we are in full, you guys were not able to take him out in one shot. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of you down as well. And you guys can get a chance to do what you got to do.
All right. This round, we've got to do it.
I already got Medwin, so it's going to be CALVAIN's not going to go down there. Sin's already down there. Who am I missing? I'm missing EDDA. Okay.
Me.
All right. So let's get this. Okay. And you guys can do your
stances and stuff.
Your stance changes this round, we'll say, because it's like I was giving you a chance to maybe kill him without a combat starting. All right, so go ahead and set your stances. And go from here.
I am staying open.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go forward because I'm dumb.
Okay.
Actually, I'm fierce, so I would also go forward.
Oh, actually, no, I'm going to go forward.
All right, everybody's going forward, but
I'm still staying open.
Medwin?
I will not change my mind.
Long, you're going to try to do rearward.
Stick to rearward, yeah.
I want to do like a specialty task, like not necessarily like attack. I want to try and rip his mask off.
Okay. If you would like to do that, you certainly can. Give me...
Well, no, I should probably kill him. We should try and kill him.
Okay. Yeah, you can always take the mask off when he's dead. Okay. Let's see. So the people who were in the fight initially were... So I'm going to say... So we'll say Agda and Sin, maybe the 2 of you go first because you got the first attacks, and then we'll say Edda's after that. So either Agda or Sin can go.
Sin, you wanna? Agda. Sorry, do you wanna go?
Sure. So she had kind of done like this big swing with her axe, and it just kind of like tink 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 on the ground. And so she's gonna do sort of the classic, like, lift it from the ground and do the upswing, and see if that works better.
Okay. Yeah, give it a roll. Don't forget, you're still under the -1d penalty. There are 2 braziers that are still going. So unfortunately, that's if a second one, maybe I would have gotten rid of it. But
okay, so then let me do that and penalty and
okay.
Oh, failed.
Yeah, you go whirling around and you just keep swinging. And every time you swing, you swear you see him, but you're just swinging at this like column of smoke, and then suddenly he's behind you again. Sin, you can see he's definitely moving around these little slashes over and over again.
I also failed.
Oh my gosh!
You go right where you think like you see those flaming eyes, but as you swing, you realize like they just fall to the ground, and they were just like little bits of ash, and your axe like clinks against the stone, and you see this tiny little spark from it. Edda, you're also in forward stance. You see your dwarven friends are having some trouble.
Yeah, I would like to attack this guy. And I would like to spend a hope because I am fierce. Hopefully get inspired as well. Or can I not? I shouldn't double dip.
No, it's the support that can't be done.
It's skill action.
Hope. Yeah, it's okay. So I thought it was support that you couldn't do in combat.
You're right.
I thought it was support as well.
Okay, so yeah, I think you're okay. Just go ahead and do it. It's fine.
I could be wrong.
If we're wrong, who cares?
I'm double checking it, but yeah, it'll be
okay. All right.
Okay.
It's cool. So that
I don't think mine
counts.
rolled properly, by the way, because my axes are 2d6s. Because I'm in forward, I should have an extra d6, and then I removed one, which should put me at 2d6. But I've just got one.
Actually, yours rolled fine. You rolled forward.
No, because I did inspiration, so I should have had plus being in forward, and then I have 2 pips.
No, it took your inspired under account. If you actually look at your roll, it took it under
yours
account.
did. It did.
Yeah, I did remove a dice though from my thing that was there.
You should have, but you should have from the smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, it rolled fine. You just rolled 3 1s and you're weary, and so they didn't count. That's why your roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Melissa, you
and
have
hope
2.
is any die roll.
Thank you, Stephen. Melissa, you said 2 d6s. You needed to roll.
Yeah. So my axis is 2d6s, and so if I'm in forward stance, I would get an extra d6, right?
Okay. It's
and
3,
then
-1
the
for the smoke
-1
back down to 2.
Right, but it only rolled 1d6.
All right, roll an extra d6. Roll an extra d6 then. Would 13 have been enough to succeed for you? Check your strength.
Still failed.
Okay, so it's
Still failed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so these dwarves are swinging, and this thing is...
Hold on, Wilf will protect me. The power of the flame.
dancing around here and there. Medwin, you're in open stance. You're next. You see these dwarves are struggling with a single orc.
Right? My gosh.
The thing is, I would be rolling a feat die and only a single die as well. And I don't think, I just got lucky last time. I don't think I could get lucky again. I would like to try a combat task to rally my comrades. And I'm going to call, we surround him, we kill him, we go home, let's finish this. And attempt an enhearten.
Okay.
No penalty die for this. I don't think you need to do a penalty die because you're not in front of the smoke for vision. I don't think that's the problem here.
All right, so it's a great success, which means regular success would have been everyone with open. Because it's great, everyone in close combat gets a bonus die on the next round.
Yay!
Right. So the only one who won't, so as long as CALVAIN stays in rearward, he won't get the effect, but everybody else should. Okay.
All
Comes to
right.
CALVAIN. It's very hard to see this guy as he's dotting around. You hear Medwin like, let's finish it. Let's finish it. You hear the cackling. You occasionally see glowing embers in the smoke. What do you want to do, man?
I'll keep assisting with the smoke situation, so I'll just run towards the next Bergier and then
give me a strength test. Yeah, give me a strength test. I'll say if you can knock this one over. What's that? Yeah, it's going to have the penalty still. I say if you take this one out, though, that'll be good. And I'll say I'll waive the penalty die. That'll be enough. It's not generating as much smoke.
Changing the environment.
Hell yes.
I'll throw hope at this as well.
All right.
Can my distinct feature keep coming into play, or is it only once?
It's as long as you have the hope that you want to keep burning, it's fine.
Okay. I'll keep burning it then.
Yeah.
Inspired.
Oh boy.
It does make a miserable, but it is a Gandhi.
It's a Gandhi.
Hell yes.
Knocks over again, and I'll say between the first one and the second one now, like the ground is littered with hot coals. You have to be really careful. If anyone rolls a sorry, you're going to be taking some environmental damage just from stepping on these burning coals. So just call that out if that happens. But otherwise, like the ground is littered with these glowing, like red coals, and they're not giving off the type of smoke. And the brazier is no longer just pillaring up to the sky, up to the ceiling with flame. And I'm going to wave the smoke now for the next round. But unfortunately, this is turn to go again.
Oh no.
I've got 4 targets, and I'm going to pick 2.
Dummies in forward stance, like
going
me.
for Agda again. I'm going for the sisters, actually. So both of you are going to take a hit, or take an attack on this. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I do have more hate to burn. Burn. So let's do it with my furious weaving staff. Okay, first one. I rolled a sorry, which means a piercing blow for me. That's good for me. It's like rolling a Gandhi for you.
Yep.
So this is on, who was I targeting? It's targeting one of the sisters. This is on you, Agda. 10 points of damage, normal. And I need you to make a protection roll as you feel this thing cutting through the leathers and metals of your armor, searing against it. It's a great roll.
Hey, great success on the protection roll.
Okay. You manage to just take your axe and swing down and knock his weapon away before you take your wound.
Single digit endurance, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey. Very small number.
Yeah. But it could have been a lot worse. And then he's going to turn to your sister.
Kind of falls back as she like takes just this like massive amount of damage again.
Okay. All right. I feel really bad that this one dude is kicking your asses.
So hard. Like the combo of weary and miserable, like we cannot roll well at all.
As another great success, my feat die is not high enough to do a piercing blow, so I'm just going to do another heavy blow, and he's going to stab out at Edda. Edda, you take 10 points of damage as he is whirling through the smoke with this fiery spear, cackling like this is just sport to him. Okay.
Yikes.
New round. And don't forget this round. No penalty die from the smoke any longer, thanks to CALVAIN's efforts. And those of you in close combat, you get a bonus die thanks to Medwin's efforts. So set your stances. Yes. Anyone changing stances?
Yeah, I'll switch over to forward.
Yes.
Okay. CALVAIN, you're going to rush
I'll switch to forward too. Let's just all go for it.
Go for it. All right.
Oh gosh, I am going to switch.
Yeah, you've taken the worst of it. You've taken the most hits, I think. You've took 2 hits. You got 20 points of endurance loss from this guy. And he is just weaving through. The room is getting easier and easier to see. And you do notice he is alone. I am going to say Vidar is still bound, so he can't enter the fight. And besides which, he is very
we wouldn't want him
state.
to anyways. Yeah.
I'm in defensive.
Okay. So let's start off then with, I'm going to say Sin, why don't you do the first attack as you've been in the fight the longest and you're in forward.
Okie doke.
Okay. And you have a bonus die from Medwin.
Bonus from Medwin, and I'm gonna burn a hope to get my proud in play. Is that okay?
How is proud coming into play? Describe how that comes into play.
I mean, I willful. I'm sorry, not proud. Because it's Vidar. I need to save him. Like I'm quite clear on that.
Okay. I think proud would probably make more sense than willful. Like you're not really like willfully ignoring someone telling you to do something else. You're not like you know what I mean? I don't know. Not sure if just attacking somebody and killing somebody. I think that's a bad precedent to set. Like we have to be careful with some of those, you know. But
I don't know.
I'll say for proud, you can take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dwarven pride, like Ford Lincoln Mercury.
What are we watching? The Postman? No one's gonna ever get that reference except maybe Jeff.
Ooh.
Great success! Fucking finally.
Okay, how much demolish?
6.
Okay.
She did get 1 additional 6. So
you got the option.
Thank you.
You do a heavy blow.
Sorry.
Yeah. You should have a pop-up that has you pick whether you're doing
she
a
has
heavy
to
blow.
roll the weapon. She's rolling the skill.
Like I said, my meter's being jerked today.
Yeah. No big.
What's your strength?
Strength is... Sorry, 1 second. Strength is 14.
Strength is 6. 14 is your TN.
6, sorry.
Okay, so it's your weapon damage plus strength then is what you're getting
12.
for the heavy blow. Okay, 12 total. He's still up. But you hit him with a pretty brutal slash.
Don't worry, Dwarf. Eyes of Odin will steer the wound closed.
And yeah, they're still kicking. Who's going next? Steven, you're in forward. You've been in the fight longest. Go ahead and give us a roll.
So I get the 2 bonus die, 1 for forward, 1 for myself, because I enheartened myself as much as anyone else. Oh, that's a Sauron, which sucks, and is an automatic failure, and a real bummer because I rolled 3 6s on those dice.
Oh my gosh, what a waste. What a waste.
Oh my god.
He baits you into a swing.
Wait,
almost,
did you take a shadow scar?
I did, yes.
You shouldn't be
I should
miserable
not be miserable
longer.
anymore. I forgot to check that off.
Okay, good catch, Ashley. So your
So it
total
wouldn't
is
be an
still
auto-fail.
is 23, so it's still a hit. It's not an auto fail, so it's still a hit, and you have 3 6s to spend.
Ooh, Ashley,
All right,
paying attention to details.
Hell yes.
Yeah, it didn't give me the pop-up because of the auto fail. Let's just put it all into heavy blows, though. So
Okay,
5 damage
total.
and then my strength is 6, so that's 12, 18, plus 5, 23.
Hell
And-
yes.
Okay, so you get your spear, and it's like this little poke action going on. The two of you are like clinking your spears off. For a second, your spear catches fire, and he closes in, but you're able to then just thrust into him, and you see the spearhead go into his body, and those coal eyes, those embers that you've been seeing go wide. Smoke funnels out of his mouth, and he just shoved the body down. And like a heap, it falls. And as you turn back, you see everybody else is sweating, covered in soot. You can see the body of Vidar wiggling and moving as he's trying to get himself free on his own. And there's this moment of joy and levity, this relief of, and as you turn back and you with a look of relief on your face towards your companions, you just killed this guy. You see that their eyes grow wide with worry as behind Medwin, you see suddenly those coal embers' eyes stand once more within the blackened smoke. And you hear the voice say,
My fires shall not be snuffed so easily.
And he is not dead yet. I will tell you guys he has what's called hideous toughness, effectively, which means he took a piercing blow, but he did not die. So when he goes to 0 endurance, he takes a piercing blow, and the fight continues.
Oh gosh!
Oh shit!
And that means we go to that's Medwin.
Medwin bails. He's just running at this point. We've had enough.
It's going to go to then either EDDA or CALVAIN, I believe, are both in forward stances.
Do you want to go, CALVAIN?
Sure. It's simple charging in there with my short sword.
Okay.
It's not over yet. And I'll swing away.
Okay. And you get that bonus die. All right, since you're in the stance, you get that bonus die from Medwin from last round.
Sweet.
And defensive is still close combat, right? So I still get the
It is. You'll still get the bonus die.
Yeah.
You're basically just rolling a flat test when your turn comes around.
No.
I am miserable, so autofail.
Oh.
You go racing in, and it looks like you're going to get him, but he swirls the last second, and then with the back half of his staff, he hits you, and you go stumbling down to the ground, and you fall atop of these glowing embers that you dumped onto the ground to start clearing the room. Give me a D12 roll. Roll a feat die. Let's see how much endurance loss you take.
Oh gosh!
You know what? I should have done that too because I did roll the sorry, even though it wasn't an automatic failure.
Thank you for your honesty. I totally forgotten in the situation. Go ahead and roll a D12 as well, Edwin.
8.
Okay.
And because I'm honest, I only rolled a 1.
Excellent. Medwin the honest. So you go, we'll say CALVAIN, you just go
boastful?
stumbling. You go stumbling down and you fall almost prone on top of it and get burnt. Medwin, as he stands behind you and you quickly turn, maybe your foot slips and you just a knee goes down and burns on it, but you're able to hop back up. And that's maybe only why you only took a point. EDDA, This guy is just something fierce.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So I get a bonus die because of Medwin.
We thought
already
we had
factored
him.
in favored. I would like to spend a hope, and I would like to enact fierce because he's injured my sister so much. So for a different reason than earlier. Like it's kind of making me more desperate and not making good decisions.
Okay. Almost like a recklessness action going on.
Yeah.
You're just going all out offense, even for offensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I like it. You guys still have to get out of Moria, you know that.
I know.
Yeah. Hey.
Great success. I did get one additional d6, so I would like to do a heavy blow.
What's the total for me?
13 damage.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, like as he knocks CALVAIN to the ground, you catch him before he can do a spin around, and you just carve into his back, and you just see a splurt of blood come out. And as it lands, it just immediately gets sizzled up by the coals on the ground. And but he breaks free, and he is still standing. We come to EDDA in your defensive stances. You've been protecting yourself now from some of the wounds that you have taken from him. What do you think you do, EDDA?
Oh, goodness. Trying to see if I have anything that works here. I have... No, I think it's straight. Okay. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to roll axe. And I get
defensive
a
versus the Medwin bonus. It kind of cancels each other out. So it's just a straight roll.
Okay. Come on. I rolled again.
Very nice.
And I got another 6.
A bonus success. Okay. Well, that's going to be a piercing blow, right? Because of the Gandhi, and a 6. So what's your total endurance damage first? Let's do that too. The piercing blow might not even be necessary.
So 11 damage.
11 point. He had exactly 11 endurance left. EDDA, describe your killing blow on Beard Scorcher.
She had been sort of wildly, she kind of like swung down and then swung up. And so she just sort of like sets a bit, and so that's sort of like the defensive is she just sort of like set herself back a little bit, kind of like 2 feet firmly on the ground, and she's always got her shield up, but she just sort of like kind of like dropped the axe a little bit, so she's holding it a little kind of closer to the middle and has kind of a better kind of like focus on it, and just swings kind of more like at his feet. And just sort of like taking his ankles out. With
you
this, like kind of
leave
like
a clear foot off, and as he goes to step, he stumbles down into his own coals, like face down. Then the second final blow over top of him, and you wait a beat, and he does not get back up. You've made some noise, and as you look around the room, the smoke has started to clear. One of the braziers is still going, but it's not going so heavy that it's going to cause any sort of occluded vision. You notice a few things. Yes, you're alone. Like there's no other orc in here. You do notice that Vidar has kind of managed to get his arms free and is now working on his legs at this point. There is a doorway that goes out onto the ledge. You saw it from the outside as well. And then you notice in the corner, there is this treasure chest, this charred looking chest. It's fairly large. You can see there's scorch marks all over it. And there is this ornate looking lock that EDDA looks not unlike the locking mechanism that you have. It's like a stone chest with scorch marks on it. It's fairly heavy, but it looks quite enormous. And you can tell from the scorch marks on it that likely he had been trying to sear the lock open in some way and failing. And it looks like he has not been able to open it. What is everyone doing as the smoke clears, as Beard Scorcher comes to an end, and you see all this around you. Let's go around and let's do this one at a time. I'm going to say, Agda, you got the kill, so you get first choice. What do you think you're doing?
Yeah, I would say that Agda is sort of like standing over him. Beard Scorcher, you will sully dwarven skin no more. And she will take the blade of her axe and flick off the mask that he had on.
And you see underneath the mask, it is just an orc face. But you can see there's horrific scarring, like burn scarring, ritualistic in some ways, not unlike some of the markings that you saw on that crossbeam. Still have no idea what they mean, but they look like this perverse rendition of Dwarven Kudzul, right? The written Kudzul, but it doesn't make any sense to you. When you look at his eyes, like his eyes are red, but they're not coals. He just has like the irises themselves are this like big bright red. But they don't seem like magical in any particular way. Okay.
And she actually is going to take the mask and just sort of like mutter to herself that this metal will serve a better function. And she's actually going to like bag the mask.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's light enough that it wouldn't cause load issues. So yeah, you just grab it, tuck that away as a trophy. Sin, I'm going to go to you next because this is your brother on the ground. What do you do?
She is launching herself at him. And
he's like, easy there. Okay. Oh, you came. Okay.
Of course I came. And she's holding him incredibly tightly.
And he's like, it hurts. Easy, it hurts.
Oh, okay. And she reluctantly lets him go and will help him untie.
Yeah. And under the rest of the bindings, and you like help him up, and you can see he's standing, but like kind of wobbly, but you can see he's got his feet beneath him. And he's looking at all of you. And he recognizes Agda and Edda probably, and might not know Medwin and CALVAIN.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Noel, is Noel with you? Is she all right?
She's all right. She was looking for you.
No.
But she's all right. She was all right.
Good. We were attacked above. We tried. We overwhelmed. There's more here. He's not the only one. He's not even the strongest one. He's just the most sadistic. We've got to move quickly. There's a ranger on the ledge. Galavo. She can help us. We got to free her as well. Please.
He's like looking at like the rest of you pleadingly at this point.
We already saw the ledge. That's where we were going next.
Thank you.
I'm just going to go around the horn. Edda, what do you think you're doing in the aftermath of this fight?
Edda's more so checking in on Agda more than anything. She's her primary concern, especially with just how many hits she took, making sure that she's good to continue on through, make sure she's not bleeding too much, that things are just quickly dealt with so that we can keep moving.
I'm okay, sister.
Okay.
I'm okay, sister. But you see the chest of our kin. We must find out what's inside before we leave.
Okay, I'll look quickly, and she will at Agda's urging quickly.
Do you have craft?
I do.
How many pips?
3.
Okay, yeah, no roll necessary. You come in between just your general knowledge and this little locking mechanism that you've had for a few days, maybe in your downtime have been tinkering with, you're able to sort of figure out this like strange combo, this mechanism, and you're able to pop this open. And when you look inside, you see just tangles of tarnished silver chains, dwarven belt buckles, golden nuggets. You can see there's various things that are wrapped in some kind of oilcloth and others in satchels. It looks like tokens made out of like bone, like almost like looks like it's carved in the shape of a ram's head, and some kind of like small dwarven short sword that's jammed into this rotted scabbard. And it all seems to be in this large, very heavy chest. There is a significant amount of value in here.
Okay. Sister, I shall like wave Agda over. We don't have time. Pick something and I'll relock it.
We have 5 of us that can carry things. And so she'll try to like get some like cloth or something to try to grab a few handfuls of things. It would be easier
to carry the whole thing than to try to split it up.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because it's like we're talking like there's literally hundreds of smaller things, or maybe 100 smaller things in here. So like either you're just randomly picking stuff out and stuffing into your pockets, or you just carry the whole thing.
Well, sister, we can try to, between you and I.
Well, actually, that's not fair. I shouldn't say that because you technically can split up treasure value. So yeah, if you wanted to pull stuff out and put it into your pockets, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Everyone, would you like some?
I have no need for this, but if you wish me to carry some, I can.
I will happily take some.
Medwin?
This is history.
You'll carry some?
We can't leave it here.
Carry.
We can't leave it here with these. They'll just ruin it like everything else.
Exactly.
Yes, we will.
And he can carry some too, if you like.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's give it all to him.
He's bled for it. So that's the 6 of you. This has a total treasure value of 54.
Holy shit.
Which that's so divided amongst the 6 of you, each if you divide it easily, that's 9 apiece.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
And you just quickly start putting stuff away. Someone grabs the sword, someone grabs some of the necklaces, tugging away at this and that. And like maybe 1 or 2 of you is listening out for anyone. So that was EDDA. What does CALVAIN do? In addition to this is like, what do you think the immediate thing you're doing in the aftermath of this?
Yeah, the first thing I was going to do was head towards the barricade and listen for footsteps, any noise coming our way.
Okay. You do hear from the barricade side the sounds of a voice.
He's like, what's taking Beard Scourger so long? We got to bring them to Yerkel. Yerkel doesn't like to be delayed.
And you hear a voice coming.
There are more coming. Quickly.
Medwin, what are you doing?
I would like to pick up the spear that Beard Scorcher had.
Okay. All right. So you have this, it's this long metal stick, and you can see at the end, at the far end of it, it's just a singular stick, like a long fireplace poker. And at the end, you can see the dying embers of whatever flame. You're not sure exactly how this thing was like a light, but it's dying now at this point. But yeah, you can take it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like foul craftsmanship. It's dark metals. It's definitely orcish in craft. As you can see, there's like little barbs here and there along the way that kind of prick and cut your hands. But yes, you grab it.
We know about these kinds of metals with foul things.
No, you don't. You don't know shit. Okay. Okay, so in that quick aftermath, you suddenly hear CALVAIN say, "Someone's coming." And you look back the way you came, and he's like on one side of that doorway that you came in through, and charged in through. And he said there's voices coming. What do you all want to do in this situation?
I would say Agda would do the thing where you're like, back against the wall so that when they come in the room, they can't see you, but you're kind of right there to take them out. And so that's where she would like post herself up on one side of that doorway.
CALVAIN on one side, Agda on the other. What about the rest of you?
Since looking for a place for her and Vidar to hide, him more than her.
two of you like tucked down maybe behind like the last blazing brazier, and he's kind of a little shaky at doing so, but it's probably the best hiding place because it's the most obscured.
And EDDA, she's gonna whisper to him like, if this goes south, please stay hidden, don't get in the fight.
He looks at you and you can see his face is covered in scars, and he says,
"What do you think I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, sister? I have been doing nothing but fighting. I am not a child, and am I not a toy that'll be broken?"
And he looks around and he picks up, like in his hand, this coal, and you hear the searing of his skin, and it's like this big chunk because he has no other weapon. And he says,
"I am a dwarf in Moria. I will fight."
And he's got, his eyes are just like blazing themselves with hatred. And then Medwin, you're the last.
This guy picks up a coal as I'm holding 2 spears. He doesn't have a weapon.
You didn't offer it to him. Why do you got? It was a badass moment. Let him have it. He's been through an ordeal.
No, he's been through some stuff.
He's been through some things.
Know Medwin's like holding both of these, and he's like, okay, yeah, it's too late. This may be unfair, but if we are planning an ambush, would I be able to give a slight pep talk again, like the combat task, or would that be too early?
I would say you can certainly say. Just tell me what you say. Don't worry about rolling. Just tell me what it is you say.
We got the treasure. We saved Vidar. We're getting the ranger. And as soon as we slay these 2 orcs, we are free, and we are going home to Beorn Mead and blue skies and everything else you could ever want.
And as he says that, standing in the middle of the room, you suddenly hear, "What?
Prisoners free!"
And then one of them like runs in the room, and then the second one comes in. "It's Scorcher! What's happened here?" And like the 2 of them start chasing after Medwin. And as they come through, CALVAIN, ACTA, describe how each one of you takes one of these out.
I had my bow ready, so it's lined up ready for them running through.
So one just runs and is like racing after Beard Scorch. You're just tracking, and then fire right through and through, out of the neck. And they move for a couple steps and then fall into the ground. They're face planting into these coals and sliding across the ground. Agda, how do you take the second one out?
Agda has found a move that works because she is like so tired right now, and so just kind of like, not wounded, but very low on endurance, and so she's not going to really heft this axe very high. So she's kind of crouched down behind the shield a little bit and just sort of like swings again for the feet. Kind of as they go, kind of like running in. She's just got the axe.
They fall down, like their leg just suddenly goes flying in one direction. The rest of the body falls, and then you're able to finish off with a second. And there's now 2 more bodies in the room. You wait a second, and you hear no other voices and no other steps coming. You bought yourself some more time. What do you want to do?
We've got to get them off the ledge so that we can go back.
Can I poke around the bodies to see if I can arm Vidar? Because I've given up on trying to talk about it.
You can. I would say that you and probably all these other dwarves would not wield a dwarf weapon. Like that is like probably an anathema to the degree. So does anyone have a backup weapon they want to give him? Like a little short sword or something?
He can borrow my spear, and I will use the orc weapon. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd be willing to let him because I'm not actually very useful in a fight right now anyways. Mm-hmm. So we can both be less useful.
Okay. All right. So he'll take it from you, and he'll kind of give you a nod, and he'll throw the coal down onto the ground. And like his hand is red, but he doesn't seem to be paying attention. He's got all these other burn scars on him at this point, so he doesn't seem to be caring about it too much. All right. He's armed. You're all armed. You've got this treasure bursting out of your pockets and bags. You know that the doorway goes out to the ledge. There were some other orcs that were like imprisoned there in this ranger. What do you think you guys want to do here? You guys are running out of time, so think quickly about how you want to do this.
We came into this room initially because we thought there'd be a door towards the ledge, right?
And there is one. Yes.
So that's what
you can see it.
Medwood would start going towards.
You push it open, and immediately to your left, you see a bridge, like a small bridge that goes over top of a small little break in the ledge itself. So it's like an actual carved stone bridge. And then you see that wrought iron gate. It's very narrow, that blocks this very narrow tongue, where you see, now that you look, there's a total of 4 individuals, 3 of whom seem to be orcish, 1 of whom seems to be a tall female ranger, presumably.
I head towards them. At this point, not really worrying as much about stealth. And I'm holding a Beard Scorcher spear. And I call out, like not forcefully, but enough that they can hear me. You know who owns this spear. He is dead.
Yes, he's dead. Did you stick him like a pig? The pig that he is? The fire-worshipping traitor?
He is dead, and you will have your freedom if you help guide us out of the tunnels.
Guide you out. Guide you out.
And you hear the woman sitting next to him.
You would treat with these cretins. They'll stab you in the back the first chance they have. Now, freedom. Yes. I shall lead you. Don't trust these other two. No. I will help. Yes.
Are they all 4 attached to each other?
None of them are bound. They're literally on what looks like maybe 4 to 5 inches of a ledge. Okay. Their heels in the middle of their feet, their toes are hanging over the ledge. There's nowhere to go. If they try to move, like, they could easily fall. There's also like this wrought iron gate. Yeah, that they would have to like kind of shimmy over to carefully.
Okay. CALVAIN, you should shoot them. Not her.
Maybe work this on our favor. Orc, if you were to lead us here, shove the others off the ledge.
Not the human.
His eyes open, and the other two are like, wait, what? No! And you see these orcs just start falling down to the ledge.
See? Yes. I'm friend. Yes. I won't betray you like that fire.
Why do we keep killing prisoners?
What? No. We have a deal. Yes.
Yes, we have a deal. Come.
No. We go the other way. There is a way. Yes. Very careful, though. Yes. Quiet like.
I don't trust this.
The ranger is just looking at you like, this is a very bad idea. Do not trust them. I've been following these.
No. Misunderstanding. Just misunderstand. I want to live. You want to live. Survival. It's all it is. Survival. Yes.
We already have a way that we cleared. Why would we take a new way? We go back the way we came. You guide us. That is the deal.
No. Grimnar, if he sees me, he'll kill me. No. He's very... This one...
And she points up towards the orc points up towards the ranger.
Followed us. Grimnar says that we're to die. But Beard Scorcher is to have his way with us first. But Beard Scorcher is a traitor. He's an Udun worshipper. Grimnar doesn't know. Malik doesn't know. I have secrets. Yes. Oh, that way. Too many. Too dangerous.
I don't care about orc gossip. Beard Scorcher is dead. Now come here through the gate.
No, but Yakul and Grimnar and Malik. If Malik hears, they'll descend on us. No, safer this way. Safer.
Ranger, you said you've been in these tunnels. Do you know what's down that way?
I do not know. They captured me outside the Dimril Stair. I followed these over the Redhorn Pass. They were hunting in Eregion, in Holland, perhaps. And I thought I was being sneaky, and I saw them enter into here. Then I was surrounded, and it was too late. But I know this. It's an orc. It's a goblin. You cannot trust him. I'll throw him off right now. And you see she reaches for him at that point and grabs him by the back of the neck. And they're both like wobbly. It's like, no, friend, peace.
We've had enough murder for now. Both of you come this way.
It's like, no, we'll die that way. Yagul will come. He will snatch us all.
We did make a lot of noise, and we left a lot of bodies behind us.
Yes, this way.
I don't trust.
Favor.
I don't trust him, though.
Lead the way. And I start going to like shimmy around the wrought iron gate.
Okay. I need everyone to make an athletics test as you shimmy and shimmy.
Oh.
He takes the lead and he comes to this gap. And it's a big gap. And he's like, jump. And he's like, he leans down almost like a frog and he just hurls himself. And he lands on the other side and he grabs a rock. And you see some of like the pebbles and things fall. And as you look down, you realize there is nothing to see. This is a chasm that goes all the way down. This is the chasm down which we all would know Gandalf in the old Balrog fell. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that like portal gun sequence, right? That we were talking about?
Yeah. It just keeps seeing it. I need an athletics test from everybody.
Guys.
I failed.
Okay.
Like, go first and like set up a system to aid them.
Well, Sin unfortunately has rolled, so I'm going to go with that. So Sin has rolled, and you see that she reaches and she misses, and she's now hanging from the ledge. And like she's going to fall. So what do you do, CALVAIN, to try to help this situation?
I'll leap over them first and then just help her up before she slips.
All right, give me a roll.
Shoot her hand into the rock so she can't fall. She'll be pinned.
Give me a roll. Athletics test. If you guys all fail, you guys all fall down the chasm, and it will be a TPK. I just want everyone to know that. So make sure you burn whatever resources you have.
Still got hope left, so I'm gonna throw that out there.
Okay. Give it a roll.
Oh, again,
I'm so nervous.
Comes and saves.
Okay. Perfect. That great success works perfectly as you leap across.
Yes,
and you're able,
you.
with your beautiful balance, to pull Sin up. And so now Sin is okay. Which one of you goes next?
Can I do a little bit of like a setup action kind of a thing? Like craft? Like I would like to kind of fashion some like cloth bedroll type things that we have together, so that like as we're jumping, we're able to like kind of pull everyone behind.
Okay, give me a craft test. That's a great idea. Yeah, give me a craft test, and this could help everybody else who's still to go.
17.
Okay.
Got it. Great success.
All right.
Hell
Everybody
yes.
who still needs to jump and roll that athletics test or climb or swing, you get plus 2d6 because the great success and the success. So you get 2d6 from this in addition.
All right. So then I'll follow first with my contraption.
I'll say, I'm going to roll your craft over and say, I don't want you to have to do 2 rolls for this. And we'll say that'll also count as you getting across. Okay. Which leaves Medwin and EDDA to climb across. I'm gonna say that rule of story, Vidar is gonna get across. He's gonna come across.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, Edda. I'll catch you if you fall.
Okay. So I'm doing athletics. I do have a so I'm getting 1 dice from Agda.
You're
2.
getting 2 because she rolled a great success. So it's a very sturdy bit of
Okay.
rope that she has crafted for you guys.
I also have my rope and hook. And so I'd like to use that to attach to Medwin. So in case I do fall on my ass, he can pull me back up.
We'll die together. That's how competitive we are. I want to beat her to die.
Yeah, I want to die with you or not without you.
Okay.
Or I'll just use the 2 because Agda already spent her.
A 2 dice is better than 1 die. The 1 die
That's
you would
true.
get from your useful items. So I think the 2 in this case is probably a better option.
Okay. And then, oh god, I'm ripping it.
That was such a bad roll, but you still succeeded.
I'm so scared.
Sauron.
I did.
Yeah, you rolled a Sauron too. That was such a bad roll. Had you failed, you would have fallen like a Sauron.
Yeah, I would have failed.
That's
dead.
Good thing you're not still miserable.
Okay. So yeah, true. like you, everybody else on the other side, and you can tell on the other side of this, it does widen a bit, and everyone is kind of like holding on to this like a tug of war kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like Edda, you go to leap, but you don't leap far enough, and you swing down. And for a moment, it looks like you're falling, and then because everyone's there holding it, and they're able to slowly pull
it's just
you
a repeat of the river to where it looks like I'm getting a really good running start, and then I just immediately drop.
All right, yes. Medwin, you're the last one to go. Here you are.
All right.
You in the ranger. Actually, I'll roll for the ranger. I don't have her programmed in, but I do have dice over here. Oh boy.
+2, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That would benefit her too. Okay, that's a 22. So yeah, she gets across.
Hey.
All right. I got no worries here. I'm good with athletics. Oh. That is a Candy great success.
Fantastic.
Okay. You guys use this little this very strong fibrous makeshift rope, and you're able to make this fairly large leap. And each time you make a leap, a little bit more of the other side crumbles away and crumbles away and crumbles away. So each jump is just a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And like you look back for a second, and like the goblin is gone. And then like you're just trapped here for a second. And like you hear the ranger like
I told you he would leave us. And then you're this way.
And you look up, and you can see about 10 feet above your heads, there is like a cut into the rock wall. And there's that goblin, this kind of yellow-green goblin head, like looking down, this way. And you all start to climb up at that point. And we're not going to do a full journey out of here. But here's what I'll ask you all to do as we kind of try to work our way out of Moria. I want you all to take a moment to just sort of narrate some kind of obstacle you faced in the path back and how you overcame it, right? How you personally kind of led the way to overcome it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So if it's like a dark chamber and you found a way to reignite some lanterns and torches, or if it's a huge chasm and you built a ladder to cross, or if it's a secret door you found, just sort of as we work our way back up to the surface. Okay? I'm gonna go clockwise around here. I'm gonna start with Medwin. What do you think Medwin does on his way out?
Medwin is still feeling deep shame over wanting to. He didn't actually stab Beard Scorcher in the back, but he was ready to. He was ready to murder, and it was an orc, but it was still murder. And he's feeling deep shame about that. He knows that 2 more goblin prisoners died, and CALVAIN killed that first goblin prisoner as everyone slept. So Medwin has taken it upon himself this whole journey back to guard this goblin guide for as long as like they've stuck with us. And like not necessarily sleeping or just like barely dozing off, always right next to the goblin, and always keeping an eye open on the goblin too, because he doesn't trust the goblin not to stab him either. It's not like he's becoming friends with him, but basically like he's taken this goblin under his personal protection and will not take his eyes off him to make sure that he survives.
And maybe after the first night, when you all rest and go ahead and regain endurance as you need to, because it's going to take you like 2 or 3 days to get out of here. You can rest and recover some endurance for those of you that need to. You're like up for a significant portion, and there's more than one person that's probably eyeing him. Like even this ranger who gives her name as Caravor, she more than once looks at you like,
fool. He's going to kill us. He's going to race off. He's going to find his others. There's more around here. The minute we run into something, a troll, an orc, he's going to side with it in there. Suddenly, we're going to be outnumbered again. He's going to lead us into trouble. And this constant refrain.
And Medwin just constantly gives back a single argument. I gave him my word.
Okay. What about CALVAIN? Narrate a little thing that you do, you think, on the way out, way back up.
Yeah, since we're taking new paths up, I'd be a little more forward in the group, like pushing through when paths split. I would scout down hallways to make sure this is actually a way out. It's not blocked. It's not a difficult way. Just to make it easier so we're not really backtracking, taking too much time, just leaving.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're backtracking, you say, to make sure you're not being followed, or I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah, so when the path splits, I'm just making sure the path we take is the best path, so we're not backtracking or taking too much time.
Okay. So you're just like making sure that he's not like lying to you here and there. I will say this, he is taking you a different path than the one that you took. It is not a route. Very rarely do you come across a corridor or a room, a chamber of any kind, or even just a cavern that has been split open between two chambers from the movements, the kind of the earthquakes that sometimes hit this Moria. And so you're constantly finding new places and new places and new places. But you keep an eye out for things. You listen in. Once or twice you hear the sounds of something like moving in the dark. And you see some strange shadows cast against a wall. You don't hear footsteps, though. You don't hear voices. But you certainly see like these strange, almost monstrous-like forms begin to show on the walls. And you're able to quickly move on, as if something might be following you, but never quite fast enough to catch up. Okay. EDDA, give me a little scene as you work your way out.
We came across a room where it doesn't appear to really have like a way out, but up the wall, maybe like a floor or maybe 2 floors. It's a very tall room. There appears to be a window. And so EDDA assists with building almost like a pulley system to be able to help get some people up there to then assist with helping pull up the last person.
Okay. So there's this like you come to like this, essentially it's like a cliff face, and like your little goblin friend, and it's just like, we climb, see. And you can see he's like scrambling up it, no problem. Mm-hmm. And you can't see like handholds and footholds, and it just doesn't make sense. So like as you guys start to climb, maybe CALVAIN as an elf doesn't have any issues, but the rest of you, especially the dwarves, are probably struggling here and there. But eventually, like, you rig this system. He runs the cord up, and you instruct him, and you're all able to use this as like a climb to come back up. Love it. Sin, give me a little scene in your way out.
She kind of leans into her being minstrel, I think, and pulls out her musical instrument, which is sort of like a lyre. And kind of plucks a few strings whenever they have a quiet moment, just to listen for echoes to make sure and reconfirm they are actually heading towards an exit and not deeper into a cavern. So she's just listening for what the music sounds like when it's played.
Okay. There are moments sometimes when you do this where it feels like the music doesn't echo anywhere. It just like seems to be deadened by the chamber itself, like these dark soot-colored chambers. And then there are other times where the single pluck of a string feels like it echoes and echoes. It's like a Peregrine Took moment, and like maybe like the ranger will come over, quiet, at certain points. But there's nothing in the playing of it that seems to indicate that the goblin guide isn't doing what they say they're doing. And it definitely feels like because you would know as the leader of the travel, like it feels like you're getting lighter, like the weight of the mountain isn't on top of your shoulders as much the further you guys travel. Agda.
So I would say that, there are times during this when we, decide that we're going to kind of go through the night without sleeping. It's been a long trek there, long, injuries and all of those things. So I would say that Agda's focus really is, kind of in those times when we're trying to push forward. That's when she's kind of leaning on her riddle and her lore skills, basically to either kind of keep everybody motivated with a little just story of someone climbing something to safety or whatnot, or kind of telling a joke here or there. So she's just kind of focusing on kind of keeping everyone's spirits up, keeping everyone awake, keeping everyone moving kind of forward towards our destination.
Okay. And eventually we see that you guys approach a very familiar hall. The very hall where you saw some strange half-goblin, half-bat creature hopping from pillar to pillar. The very same chamber, this massive, immense, absolutely awe-inspiring, breathtaking chamber where pillars go up and you cannot see the ceiling. There's just this dark cloud above you. This is the second hall, Moria, where you got into a fight. And in this chamber, and you enter it from a different path, like this little small cut in a wall that he climbs out of. The goblin will turn to you and will say,
"Yes, as agreed. You know the rest of the way. I can leave now. Deal is met. Yes. Deal is met."
Deal is met. You are free to go.
You will not speak of us.
You will not be harmed by any of us.
You will not speak of us.
I will say I cut you and stab you.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
That's my sight before I change my mind.
I will tell Granny of your kindness.
And you see he darts back the way he came. And from here, you guys know the way. Carefully moving across, passing by that melted stair of gold and silver until you find this chamber, this archway that takes you off, and you crisscross up these corridors, probably a little bit easier this time, the second time around, than your first time. And then you find that rounded room in which you kind of descended, and there is still hanging down now this rope. And one by one, you start climbing up. First person up, you suddenly feel a point in your back, and you hear,
"Who's there?"
And as you turn over, it sounds for a second like a goblin, but then you realize it's just a very old dwarven woman with a lantern in her hand.
"You've made it."
And one by one, you start climbing up. And when Null sees Vidar, Vidar sees Null, like you can see the two of them, like both like have this moment of relief, like they've let out this fear that they've been holding, and they kind of come and there's like a moment of this embrace.
"I'm sorry, boy. I'm so sorry, boy. I got you into this. I'm so... Stop it. I came here on my own accord. Everyone needs to stop treating me like a child. I made my choices. Oh, stop it, you fool. It was my fault."
And like you can see they just go back in this like delightful way, blaming themselves, then releasing each other from guilt or whatever it might be. But you manage to recover Vidar. You have this ranger with you. You wait probably until daytime. Like Null will say, she continues to like peek back up to keep track. Like you've been gone for like a week, basically, she tells you. And eventually daytime will come. And you guys will peek your heads back up into the Dimrill Dale. Out from this ruin of the Dimrill Watch, you'll see the sun, and it will blind your eyes, and it will hit your face in this most wonderful warmth. And then you will finally, at long last, be able to leave the Dimrill Dale, having recovered Vidal, having recovered Null, and recovered a significant portion of dwarven treasure. And that's where we're going to end for tonight, I think. And
Yay!
We'll pick up in a couple weeks.
Great success.
A fellowship phase.